and welcome back to the channel. Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember, you can hit that join button as well. Oh wait, no, that's what I say at the end of my reviews. You can tweet me as well, is what I usually say, right? You can tweet me. I'm on Twitter, Dan Who Reviews. Tweet me. But yeah, hit that join button as well. It's a Legends and Liquor week. Why not? How you doing? Sorry, I'm a little flustered, running a little bit late, but I hope you are well. Today is a stream I've been wanting to do since I first seen this movie, but obviously trying to be kind to the community. We have waited a whole month. But today we are finally going to talk about Spider-Man No Way Home. And this stream will contain spoilers. So spoiler alert, anyone on the replay crew who is yet to see Spider-Man No Way Home and don't want to know spoilers, then avoid the stream. I will see you on the next one. I will see you next week. See you Sunday, whenever it is. But don't watch today's stream. Today is for the people that have seen Spider-Man No Way Home and would like to just join us for a conversation, not only about the film, but about the toys we want from the film. Obviously, we've got these ever-growing collections behind us, and we would love to expand on that. Obviously, this was a great film. Well, I thought it was a great film, and I would definitely like some figures for the shelf to represent that movie. And today, that's what we're going to talk about. And of course, we're talking about Marvel Legends. We have already had one official wave of Spider-Man No Way Home figures this year, and we would like a second wave. Now, we don't know if it's actually going to happen or not, because we know this movie was hidden. It was all a mystery. No one knew anything. I doubt Hasbro even knew anything. So I wouldn't expect toys in 2022. If they are coming, not until the end of the year. But I'm thinking 2023 is probably a likely opportunity for some of these figures. This year, 2022, is also the 60th anniversary of Spider-Man, the 20th anniversary of Tobey Maguire, the 10th anniversary of Andrew Garfield, the 5th anniversary of Homecoming. Like, there's a lot of Spider-Man anniversary tie-ins they could do. So maybe we will see something this year as a coincidence. Who knows? We don't know, but we will talk about it. We will speculate it today. So as I said, spoiler warning off the bat. Today, we're going to talk about Spider-Man No Way Home. But of course, we'll do some housekeeping. We'll talk about some new Legends, because I've definitely got some stuff I want to talk about. Some other stuff I've got some Power Ranger stuff. I've got some Turtle stuff. They may be combined. And I've got some new Marvel Legends to talk about, as well as all my current reviews on the channel right now. I'm still working my way through Wave 2. Good luck trying to get the Symbiote Suit Spider-Man, because it's sold out everywhere. I told you these were hotcakes. So yeah, obviously lots of stuff going on. So hello, how you doing? Hope you're well. If you couldn't tell, I'm rambling because Brandon is running late. So I thought I'd jump on my own, say hello to the people, raise my bottle of Copperberg to you. I hope you're all doing well. I was back at work this week myself, so I'm in one of those flustered weeks. And like just before I was about to go live, I heard a little tumble, and I've came in my room, and the shelf that's literally above this screen right now, figures just started falling. Like, someone fell, and Power Rangers are foul, Alan Grant's foul, we've got Bo-Katan is foul. Like, I've literally, all of these literally just fell from the shelf above me. Very frustrating. So I'll be spending the rest of my evening after this stream putting these back on the shelf. I don't know who it was. I don't know who the culprit was. I will let you know on another stream, but someone has started a cannonball effect, which I'm sure as a collector we have all been there. So now I'm staring at a big gap on the shelf now, which I'm not used to. So that annoyed me. But yeah, again, I don't want to talk about Spider-Man yet until Brandon's here. I don't want to talk about any new toys yet until Brandon's here. So let's talk to you guys. Let me, as I look at the chat and see who's here, make yourself known, and let me say hello to you guys off the bat, off the get-go. Okay, so I appreciate you all here. So let me just grab the list. I think I can go chat. Or Brandon's here, actually. That's fine. That's good timing. Brandon's here, and then I don't have to ramble and talk to myself like an idiot. So let me get Brandon in here, and then we can start the show properly. All right, 1 second. Let me press some buttons. There you go. There you go. Brandon, you are live on YouTube. Welcome back to England. How do you feel?
Yo, bro, it is good to be here. It is good to be back. It's not as sunny outside. I'll tell you that much.
I told you.
But it is so good to be here. It's so good to be back. Look at this. Wow. You know, not been here with this in a long time.
We missed you. We missed the collection. So how was your holiday? Just give us a quick quick little summary of your trip. You have fun, have some fun, any fun shopping experiences? What are the shops like over there? Do we need to stop moaning? Rectangular is in the chat listening, so let's go. What was it like over in America?
Yeah, it was good.
Oh, you've went on mute. You might have done that on purpose, to be fair.
Wait, can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. It was insightful, to be fair. It was really, really weird. Walgreens had nothing. Like, no Walgreens I went in had anything. Like, no Power Rangers, no Black Series, no Marvel Legends, just nothing. Which you compare that to 2020, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, all the way back to 13. It'd never been a problem getting anything from Walgreens for me personally. But this time around, yeah, I concede to Rectangular that it is very frustrating, I can tell. Other than that, man, Target came through with the In-Space Rangers, the Zeo Rangers.
Nice.
The Phantom Ranger is here. I got the other two over there.
And this stuff isn't due till April in the UK.
No. And funnily enough, the Phantom Ranger is actually probably one of my favorite Power Rangers in the line so far.
Oh, interesting.
Because he's the first pinless Ranger, and he just is so fun.
Is he in space? Is he an in-space Ranger?
So, if memory serves me right, I think he's both Zeo. No, not Zeo. Turbo and in space somehow. But I can't remember the ins and outs of the storyline exactly. But just being a pinless figure, like the look is clean, the articulation is so much fun. I think if anything, it got me really excited for the Ninjetti Rangers.
We can talk about that in a second.
and for the Turtle Rangers.
I was excited, but we'll talk about that in a second.
Pinless. But other than that, it was quite quiet. There wasn't. I mean, the shelves were stacked with What If, Eternals, Fantastic Four Retro was everywhere. AOA 2 was everywhere. A little bit of No Way Home sprinkled here or there, but probably not as much as you'd hope for. But all the latest 3-4 waves everywhere. So it was really cool to see.
All right, cool. So I do want to get into some new toys, obviously. We're going to talk about the Spider-Man No Way Home Marvel Legends. Basically, we've predicted, or we've put together, thanks to the super producer Rich M, of course, shout out Displayed Ones, as always. He's put together some nice graphics. We've got 10 nice, fancy graphics to talk about possible characters that we would like in figure form from Spider-Man No Way Home. So we're going to get into that about the half an hour mark, I think. We're about 10 minutes in. So in another 20 minutes, I think, we'll talk about some No Way Home. So if you're watching on the replay and you don't care about any new toys, then skip ahead 20 minutes. But we are going to stop. I do want to talk about some new toys because it's the start of the year and it is always interesting to just talk in the community about the distribution and what's been going on. Just keep everyone up to date of what's happening. So I appreciate it. And I also want to do some housekeeping as always. So I appreciate you. But I think we got a super chat first and foremost from George. So I let that play. Thank you, George.
George W101 donated £4.49. We could end up getting a Doc Ock before other figs, as he was revealed to be in the film long before the others. Him and Andrew are my most wanted figs.
Yes, who's he on about? Who is Andrew? Interesting. We shall see. Thank you very much, George W. He said we could end up getting Doc Ock before the other figs, as he was revealed in the film long before the others, as he was in the trailers, of course. Him and Andrew are my most wanted figs, but who's he on about? Who's Andrew? We'll talk about that shortly, but thank you very much, George W. You are not wrong. That is definitely possible. Okay, let me do some housekeeping. Brandon, first, as always, Hero Dot Collections. It's on the screen. What's been going on? You brought yourself a new light box or something?
Oh, yeah. I got myself a light box. Just because Boog keeps posting all those pictures with it, I assume that's what it's with. And it just looks so much fun. Playing with myself on Instagram, Adam, I think his name is, he does it a lot, and Justin's toy collection on YouTube, I saw him with it a lot, so I thought let me try it out. But I think you're right, there's a lot that I still need to.
Oh, it's all lighting. It's all to do with lighting, my friend.
It's all to do with lighting. But yeah, lots of good stuff coming on there. We got Rangers over the weekend. and then hopefully some Captain America stuff next week.
Beautiful.
Which may or may not be Steve, Sam, and Isaiah.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Okay, nice. Okay, so keep an eye, people, on Instagram, hero.collections, as always. And then please, just like George W. just did, if you want to contribute to today's stream, get your comment heard, get Friday to read it out loud, forever be a part of this stream on history and the replay, and of course interrupt the conversation in a good way, and contribute to the channel. Much appreciated. Anything over £4 or $4, Friday, we'll read that out for you. Thank you very much. Of course, you can hit that join button as well. And this week, if you didn't tell, is the first Legends and Liquor of 2022. So for my channel members out there at the members club tier, if you want to appear on the channel this week talking toys on Legends and Liquor, start letting me know. Start hitting me up with that DMs on the inbox on Instagram, and I'll start putting together a list. And as I said, as many of you want to be on the show, we will make it happen, as I always do. So as I said, Legends and Liquor this Sunday. Hit that join button, membership level, and you can be on the stream. It is so simple. Thank you very much. Members also get to use the fancy emojis. As always, we appreciate that. So yeah, as I said, hit that channel membership button. You can be on Legends and Liquor this Sunday. We want to just talk some toys. I want to talk about some. I think this week's theme is going to be some of the most anticipated pre-orders for 2022. I think, so we're going to go round table, see what everyone's pre-ordered, what everyone's looking forward to, maybe some speculation, some guesses, some whatever. It's going to be very much focused on what we want this year. So yeah, if you want to be on the stream, hit that membership button. That's how you do it. And again, today, right now, I want to talk about some toys. First, I want to say thank you to Mark Tat for the super chat. He says, Brandon, saw your Instagram comic Doctor Strange shot. Little fire emoji.
Thank you, Mark Tat.
Much appreciated, Mark.
Yeah, that Doctor Strange figure, man. Wow, that is that is something else. I really enjoyed your review on it as well.
Thank you. My reviews,
definitely something else.
For my reviews, I've just come to the fact where I'm not going to be posting stuff like The Amazing or anything like that. So in my mind, my review is just checking out the figure. As simple as that. I'm just going to check out the figure, do some comparisons, and just generally have a chit chat about what the figure means to me. And this is, as I said, I don't have a comic Doctor Strange in my collection until now. And I've been tempted to backtrack and get the black and red one for that alternative head, so I could have both on display. So if anyone out there wants to get rid of that one, there you go, the one that Brandon's holding right now, hit on my DMs and we can make something happen, because I think I want to backtrack and get another one just so I can display the meditating head, because I think it would be nice to have a meditating Strange on the display somewhere. I've got plenty of comic shelf, so why not have an extra Strange? Because Doctor Strange can fit in the Defenders, in the Avengers, of course, the Midnight Suns. There's many places Doctor Strange can go. So definitely worthy of having another one on the shelf. That is for sure. Okay, let me just say hello to the chat real quick, Brandon, if that's all right, because I've been neglecting them. There's some people here, and then I want to talk about some toys. So let me find my chat button. Oh, there's Nathan with the channel membership token. Thank you very much, Nathan. Much appreciated. He says, see No Way Home again, so I'll be missing tonight's stream, though everyone knows my wish list, plus Bendy Wire Doc Ock would be great. Enjoy, Nathan. I wish I'd seen it twice. In full transparency, I've only seen it once. I wish I did see it again, to be fair. But I've only seen it once. So every thought that's going to be coming out of my brain today is from just one viewing. Maybe my thoughts will be different after the second one. We shall see. Jamie also used the channel membership token to say, welcome back, Brandon. Can't wait to talk spoilers. Put me down for Alan now this week as well, please. You are welcome, Jamie. The streak continues into 2022. Jamie Gichard, I believe that's how he says now. I so hope I said it right there, Jamie. Is literally never missed a Legends Liquor. That's how good.
Impressive, right?
That's how good the channel membership can be. You can literally be on the stream all the time. I don't limit people. It's literally, if you want to be on, you're on. Simple as that. Okay, who else in the chat? Do you want to say hello, Brandon, or should I get it up?
Yes, absolutely. Let's see who we have from the top. Just one thing to say is as well, sorry everybody for being slightly late today. But
it's jet lag. We forgive you.
Yes, exactly. It's catching up with me. Ultimate Carnage says, evening everyone. Rectangular says, I need some of those UK exclusive Marvel Legends. Still waiting for my Disney to ship my X-Force sets. Oh, you know what's crazy, Rectangular, is those X-Force sets were like 10, 20 deep at Disney Springs in Orlando. You should have said, man, I would have picked one up and sent it to you. Because, I know everything about.
You're our expert on the US buying toy market, remember?
Exactly. Let's see what else we got. Mike D says, I got my X4 set from Pulse. I'm in the States. I'm not across the pond, sorry. And it showed up Christmas Eve. Rich M is in the chat, our super producer with some amazing graphics tonight. KSM Kyle says, evening, everyone. Jay's Toy Collection UK is here. Saying Peacemaker's show isn't available in the UK.
So
who's Peacemaker?
Peacemaker's John Cena from Suicide Squad. Oh, okay. Oh, he's... my bad.
Rob Pollock said, afternoon from the colonies. Go and check out Rob Pollock's latest posts as well. He put up, I think it was the completed In Space team, right? I think he got it from was it Amazon or GameStop? I can't remember. Also, did you see his video? He did like a 400 Marvel Legends video.
Yeah, collection tour, a little update. I think he's just recently moved or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. Jason Lopez is here. David Evan Smith. Mini Plastic Multiverse. Fortress Matimus. Tanner is here. Our Turtle King. Home Dude. George W101. Screwed Toys. Tac Toys of Film says, good evening, gents. Retro Black Costume Spider-Man delivered to the house today. I'm very happy with him. Been playing with him loads. Just had a little battle with him, Carnage, and then
super chat from Laser Pants, Brandon, real quick.
There it is.
Laser Pants donated $4.99. I told Dante if I died of COVID, he could have all my McFarlane figures. I survived, but I'm sending them to him anyways.
He's nice, isn't he?
Throwing kisses.
Thank you very much, So Lazy Trousers. We appreciate you. Of course, the host now of the Free POA podcast and the co-host of the Infinite Equation podcast. He says, I told Dante if I died of COVID, he could have all of my McFarlane figures. I survived, but I'm sending them him anyways. Heart, heart, kiss, kiss. He's a nice guy, that Laser Trousers. He's a nice guy. I hope Dante loves and cherishes those McFarlane figures. I think he's a big fan. I know he likes Toddy Mac, right?
Absolutely.
So must like the figures. Probably no complaints at all.
Speaking of which, Dark Joker's is in the chat and said,
pow.
Gahubri J said, so excited for tonight's wish list. Definitely going to be a lot of hits. Wonder if there'll be any obscure surprises. Damien is here. Rob Pollock says to Rich M, I got bored of my Zeo Yellow Ranger, so I just threw it in the bin.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Rich said, yeah, same with my Ninja White and Pink, Doctor Strange, Binary, Defender Strange, and Portal. It's a battle of the countries at the moment. Hey,
American and UK. We've got a nice alliance going on. All right, we're good.
Exactly. Good. Tanner says Turtle Rangers and Ninjetti invoices are in, baby. So you must be very excited. Who else? I think I've got everybody. Let me see. Greg, your usual nerd, Tom. That's the new name. Omega Weapon. Rectangular, we said. Rob said Phantom Ranger was mostly Turbo. He then came back for one dedicated episode of In Space, and he briefly appears in the In Space finale. Who else we got? Arvin Shah, who also has a new Instagram just for toy photography. Can't remember off the top of my head. AR Studio, something like that.
Drop it in the chat.
Yeah. Iron Manual says, I just rewatched Eternals, and it's still great in my opinion. Hello, Dan, Brandon, and Rich.
Hello.
Someone said, I scrolled past it a minute ago, but I can't find it now. Someone said something about my tan is gone. That's what.
It's all lighting. Look, I'm blue. Like, my lights are weird. I've gone all blue. It's weird.
Exactly.
I need to figure it out.
Exactly. And then Rectangular says, thanks for the offer, Brandon. I will hopefully get them eventually. It's just stressful since Pulses usually last to ship and the Disney stores are closing here. Yeah, here
too. They closed. Crazy. They closed here as well. Sad times. I used to have one like near my work that I'd occasionally pop into because we used to get those Disney Store exclusives, and they used to go with this. It's like the only place you could get discounted Legends in the UK was the Disney Store.
Yeah.
And I got that. The last one I got was that 4-pack from Civil War that had War Machine, Falcon, Cap, and Iron Man. That was a nice 4-pack for the time. But how times have changed. And Dark Joker's in says, I can't stand you, but I love you at the same time. I assume he's talking to Ryan. He says, I will be sending those Toddy Mac figures. Selling those Toddy Mac figures. Oh, okay. That's all good. More money for some more Action Force. Okay, that Doctor Strange is beautiful. So do you want to talk about some new toys in Brandon? Because I've got a little pile next to me. So what have you got? What have you got recently? Because as I said, we're only 2 weeks in. Yeah, just about to hit 2 weeks in to 2022. And already the floodgates has opened. Now, we previously, the last couple of weeks before the end of the year, we were talking about D-Day. We thought loads of figures were going to hit in December. It turned out that not to be the case. The dates all got moved and shifted, as we sort of expected, to be fair, but they didn't let us know till last minute. So now January's hit. It seems like things are running a little bit more smoothly, and we're starting to get some figures that we didn't expect to be getting so soon. So we're just as surprised as you guys are when I post these on Instagram. Trust me, I've got no special links. These are just from normal retail stores in the UK. I'm not paying extra. I haven't got a friend at Hasbro. I haven't got anyone that works in the factory. These are generic releases just hitting all the UK stores right now that I'm just buying, like I've had on pre-order and whatnot. So what have you been getting, Brandon?
So I got Doctor Strange first and foremost, and look, and that's the older Doctor Strange head on that body, which I didn't even think twice about originally. But I mean, wow, you're right. I think it looks great.
He's got the goatee, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As opposed to
See, I imagine my mind's eye of Strange is the goatee rather than the mustache. Yeah. So I definitely want to backtrack and get again. Like I went through a purge in about 2016, where in my mind I was like, I only want my mind's eye version of every character. I only want that most iconic look. And then I obviously very quickly fell off that rule. But I did have a little mini purge where I sold some figures, and Strange was unfortunately in that list. So I need to backtrack. No, so you as a fan of cloth good capes, just while we're on Strange, where do you stand with that cape? Like, do you think it's better than you expected, but you still would rather a different one? Like, where do you land on it?
I think it's better than I expected because, usually the Hasbro capes, they get in the way. They're very annoying. They're not very dynamic. Well, they're not very dynamic, but it's hard to make them dynamic.
Yeah.
But this one is actually better than others in that it does just stay. It does flows to the point where if you had him walking, it would look natural. If you had him standing, it would look natural. And then if you have him in a crazy pose like this, it looks natural. But my preference would have been that it was still removable. I wish that this bit, the eye in the middle, I wish that was where it plugged in and then maybe had a plug-in at the back or something like that. Because the thing about Hasbro capes is that I keep them because if it's like a standing pose or a standing shot, then they look great.
Yeah.
But if I want to just sit there and pose it up and make it look amazing, I can't do it with this one because unless I cut it off and all the rest of it.
So will you be doing that? Will you be cutting it off, buying a soft good capes? Like what are you thinking?
It depends. If Scott's Customs or Cosmic Capes do one, then I may do it. But it depends how much DIY has to go into it.
Yeah, I've seen clips online, and you literally have to cut it out of the plastic, and it gets all a bit sloppy around the eye of Agamotto. So, yeah, it seems like too much effort.
To be fair, Cosmic Capes are amazing, and if they have a workaround of how to do it, then that is easy, because they're always very generous with giving advice on that kind of thing. Then I might do it. But personally, I think I will probably leave it as is. But you know what is really tempting? I'm really tempted to get a second one. Just to
Me
keep
too.
it.
Me too.
I've told myself to be very strict about doubles this year.
It displays nice in the box. It's no build-a-figure piece. Every piece and accessory is relevant to the character. And it's an iconic look for Strange with the blues and the yellows 100%. And the reds. So even I think Tom Mini Plastic Multiverse was chatting to me and saying that he's caved and brought another Strange as well. So especially while they're available, because these are the type of figures where they seem plentiful at first, but then they just vanish and you never see them again. And obviously this is a Walmart exclusive in the US as well. So I know our American friends ain't a fan of that because it's usually a struggle to get. I see in the Turtle community that they're always cancelling pre-orders as well. So yeah, I think what winds the iron's hot. And again, any friends in the US that are willing to pay that extra to get it shipped, I'm willing to help you out. But as I said, you do have to pay the extra shipping, unfortunately. But it's genuinely, I'm here to help if you want it. But yeah, Rectangular's calling it a UK exclusive Strange. And yes, we are fortunate. I'm no complaints in regards to exclusives. Again, for the people who don't know, the UK has no Targets, has no Walmarts, has no Walgreens. So these are not exclusive to us. These are just general releases.
And given that we don't have any Targets, we actually, a lot of people here have actually missed out on the Target exclusive, US exclusive Captain Carter.
She is a US exclusive, you're right, because she's not even went up for pre-order, she's not up anyway. Yeah, so there is a bit of tit for tat, to be fair. Not always, but sometimes. Okay, anything else apart from Strange?
Same as that Captain Britain Excalibur set. That seems to be a US exclusive so far.
Oh, because it's not released on Pulse and stuff. Yeah, yeah. Well, I got lucky. I got lucky. Anything else apart from Strange?
For me, yes. So I haven't put the wings on him yet, but Vulture. This is my first time properly opening up Vulture today.
Okay, I've not opened him. Should I, Brandon?
Pinless legs. Yes, pinless legs. The attachments to the arms are amazing. The head is amazing. This is one of those figures where they really went to town on the update. Like, it is really nice. I never built the wings, right? I never built the wings because I didn't have the space. And let's face it, I still don't have the space, but I really wanted to get the wings. And Mrs. Hero came through, and it is just, I mean, I'm really excited to put the wings on it. But, I mean, just as a standalone figure, he looks so good. And the update is amazing. Really
I got a really nice Michael Keaton head sculpt from Pin Particles on Instagram. It's like really nice. It honestly looks like you shrunk down Michael Keaton and he just lives on my shelf. So I'm tempted to get a second one so I can display the more accurate one with the wings, and then I can just put the unmasked Michael Keaton head just amongst my villains shelf maybe. So I have, it's one of those legends where, because the end of the year everything just hit so quick, I've not picked up. But I feel like I shouldn't waste any time and just grab it now.
No, absolutely, because it is, like that update is unreal. I also got the Spidey retros came through. I've only opened these two so far.
Nice.
But I mean, these two are just like, that's just endless fun, man. Like, those retro bodies are so good. The only thing about the retro bodies is
it's pins.
I really, man. I really wish, I wonder why they weren't able to go to town on it. You know, like, it reminds me of the original retro body. I would have loved it if off the bat they'd said, "Yep, here's the retro articulation and here's pinless joints. Go for it."
I'll just assume that they updated that body before they really figured out pinless tech. Maybe that was in development before the pinless stuff comes around.
True,
it's the only explanation.
That makes sense, I think, because I think that came out July 2020, right? That wave came out. Yeah. So that wave came out July 2020, and I think the first pinless figures were Comic Punisher, Rider Punisher, and Logan.
Yeah, and like the Old Man Hawkeye and stuff like that.
Yeah, which I think came out in August. So that makes sense. It does make sense. But still, they must have. I mean, anyway,
it just means we'll be buying all those figures again in about 2-3 years' time. It's the toy business, not the toy friendship.
It's so tough. And then last for me, this came in today is this is Clone Commando Boss from Black Series, and he is so fun.
Looks good.
A lot of Star Wars fans complain, saying this is too skinny. It is skinny. He does seem bulkier in the game and in the Clone Wars show and the 1 or 2 cameos that he makes. But I mean, if you would have told me like a year or 2 years ago that we would see this figure in the Black Series line, I would have laughed at you. You know, I would have said, yes, I wish, but I doubt it. And so
is he a single character? He's not an army builder. He's just a one-off character type thing.
No, he's a one-off. Well, he leads his own team. Yeah. And a plain version of him would be an army builder.
Okay.
So my hope is that, given that they've this body reuses one of the older bodies. Well, it's a new body, but it's a pinless body. But it reuses one of the Bad Batch bodies. It's just with a new head sculpt.
Yeah.
So my hope is that sooner or later we get plain versions of this and the rest of his team. But knowing Black Series, it could be a while.
Nice. I just want to take the opportunity to plug. Brandon was showing off those new Marvel Legends. I have started opening them up and talking about them on YouTube right now. So I have got my reviews up I've got all my top 10s up for the end of the year, by the way. I've got Doctor Strange up. I've got the Winter Soldier flashback figure, which is a very surprising figure. Like, I know it's only an updated head. Like, I know, let's be honest, it is what it is. But it just, for me, it makes such a difference. I always say I want the most accurate representations of these characters on the shelf. And it genuinely is an update. So, again, if you don't want it, move along. But it's worth a look. And I do a full comparison in that video. It's not just a review. I literally hold the two of them side by side and show you all the differences. So, Flashback, Winter Soldier, have a look. And then I've opened up some of the Spider-Man animated series, retro, vintage wave. All the Spider-Man's been opened. And then that Armor Spidey may be in my top 10 of 2022. And we're only into the 14th of January or the 13th of January. So, Yeah, so lots of stuff on the channel, and obviously I will be reviewing more. And I'll probably take a pause. I'll just take a slight pause on the Spider-Man reviews for this next purchase, Brandon. So this arrived today, and I'm just as surprised as you guys. It's the Defender Doctor Strange. Now, of course, so Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness was originally scheduled to come out in March, if you remember. So, I'm assuming this particular wave of figures or a few slipped through the cracks and they never managed to push the dates. So the film doesn't actually come out till May now. So we're not going to get no real context about who this character is until May. But he is in the trailer. For a split second, there's a scene of him just falling through portals. So we don't know. Yeah, just because you can see his ponytail. So just a split second though. You blink and you miss it. So he's in the trailer. So, but we don't know if this is the normal Stephen Strange from the normal Marvel universe, or obviously Loki have opened up a world of variants. We know in the trailer there's at least 2 other Doctor Stranges because he meets this sort of what-if version at the end. So is this another variant of Doctor Strange traveling around the multiverse? So it seems very interesting. Again, it looks like Benedict Cumberbatch. Face likeness looks good. The design looks all brand new. I don't really see any reuse on this body. Sort of looks like a Power Ranger version of Doctor Strange. I know that sounds stupid, but I know what I mean. And then obviously the big deal about this is the portal. Now the portal has become iconic in the MCU, if you will. Obviously, some of these scenes are going to be replayed in cinematic history for life. Way after we're gone, these scenes are still going to be played. And they include this portal, not only in Infinity War, Endgame, and now in No Way Home. These portals, as I said, Ned Leeds is a wizard. So these portals, people are going to be buying these up just for the portals. I'm hoping this isn't the last time we see the portals, but you can make an epic display just off these portals. So I will be opening this up and doing a review. It says on the back, Doctor Strange is Earth's foremost magical defender, safeguarding our dimension against natural threats from across the universe. So, very generic spiel, doesn't really give us any insight on this particular version of Strange. Maybe it is our Strange wearing a new uniform. I don't know. We shall find out shortly. But he's got a ponytail, so he must have grew his hair out, if you know what I mean. So I'm thinking it's a variant. So, Doctor Strange, I will do a review. It will hit the channel tomorrow. It's not a UK exclusive. We just randomly got lucky. Okay, let me talk about these real quick. Ninjetti Power Rangers. So we don't have any movie Power Rangers, but these are close. These are debuted in the movie, and yes, they were in the show, and it was a different continuity, etc., etc. I know the complications. I get it. Saban owned the movie rights, not Hasbro, etc. Again, don't explain it to me, but you have to admit these remind me of the movie. So we've got Kimberly, we got Adam with a bit of a thigh gap that I'm not too happy about, and then we've got Billy. And then we've got White Ranger Tommy. Now, please, Brandon, what is wrong with Tommy? What's going on?
Is Tommy missing a head?
Yes, Tommy's missing a head. I know, first world problems, grown man, just turned 40, bloody hell, no, I didn't. Just turned 34, and he's bitching that his toy has a missing head. I get it. I put my hands up. I'm an idiot. However, it's the pure principle of the situation, right? If you go to the shop and buy something and then open it up and it's not in there, you'd complain. These figures have just had a price increase from Hasbro. We get it. Plastics are going up. Toy making's more expensive. Shipping's more expensive. I get it. Prices are going up. Nothing I can do about it. So I try not to moan about it because I'm powerless to it. But if I'm willing to pay your extra prices, at least give me what I'm paying for. Missing a head. And this isn't the first time that Power Rangers has done this. And I'm not the only one, right? So anyone buying these Ninjetti Rangers, please be careful. The Instagram and the Twitter for these Power Ranger fans are literally putting out posts to share with the community that this is happening to a lot of people. This isn't just a one-off unlucky Dan just got a dodgy one. This is happening to multiple people, it seems. And on the Power Ranger there's PowerRangerBoard.com here. They've literally been posting other people's Tommies with same issues or 2 of the same heads or other issues. Basically, look at that. Kimberly's got no extra heads and she's got a dodgy arm. Do you know, someone else with an Adam with missing head, Tommy with a missing head again. There you go. Tommy with 2 of the same heads there. There's Kimberly with missing heads entirely. This isn't an isolated incident, people. There is a clear issue with these figures. So I'm just saying, if you have brought them, or if you plan on buying them, I would recommend contacting whoever you're buying them off and go, look, do you mind just having a quick check and making sure everything's there? Because it zaps the fun out of it. Like, it genuinely zaps the fun about it. I've got 4 of them, and now I'm a little bit annoyed because, to be honest, I wanted to display them with that head. Because for me, these are going to be my Rangers on the shelf. All my other Rangers are going to be wearing the helmet. So this is the way that I display the characters behind the mask. So that genuinely was the head I wanted to display it with. So a little bit annoyed.
That's so annoying.
This other head just looks like he's got his head covered in like toilet paper. But
yeah,
it's not as bad in person, by the way. It's not as bad in person, Brandon. When you get it out of the box and you swap the scarves, but in the box it looks a bit like that. It's like, hello, I can't see anything. I'm trying to fight a putty. That's
because my plan was I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna display them with the half covered heads where it's just that much.
That's my plan now.
Yeah, but I see what you mean. It makes a lot of sense to display these guys with full face look.
Super chat from Bring Toys to Work, keeping the lights on in the Dan Who household as always.
Donated $25. Sorry, I just have to say this. Thank you, Dan, for special graphics you put into your review thumbnails and live streams. It's very noticeable and looks top notch.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. Right, I basically started making better thumbnails and tried to just spruce up the channel. And it's nice when people notice, because sometimes I sit there, spend more time editing crap, and I think, does this even matter? Does anyone even care? And it can be a little bit underwhelming. So I appreciate that Bring Toys to Work. As I said, he keeps the lights on around these ways, and he knows I appreciate it, and thank you for that. It means a lot. Because all these graphics, they didn't just appear themselves. I had to press buttons and make them happen, and it stresses me out every single week. So yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that Bring Toys to Work. But yes, I will stop complaining now. But yeah, there you go. Missing head. So again, if you're buying these, again, just be sensible. Contact the retailer and go, do you mind just having a little look? Brandon's got a couple in the post, right, Brandon? So you're going to be like ripping these open with heart racing.
I'm hoping they arrive. What's the date today?
Thursday.
I'm hoping they arrive Saturday. But yeah, I mean, I'm a bit, yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Something I was happy about. This one I'm not complaining about, okay? So you know the case. It happened last year. We had the case of Donatello. He arrived with one foot, unfortunately. So I've been cursed. I've been cursed with some QC issues in the past. I'm happy to report that my new Donatello has arrived with 2 feet. And look how glorious this is, people. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers crossover. Now, if you had told me this, like this, I think this time last year it started leaking out. So maybe not this time last year, but not so long ago. If you had told me, Dan, 2 of your favourite franchises are going to be merged together in figure form, I'd be like, stop lying to me. Stop lying to me, you liar. It's happened. It's actually, they're actually in my hand. These exist. And what's crazy, right? This ain't even a lie. My favourite Power Ranger as a kid growing up was Zack. He was the Black Ranger. He was a cool kid. I thought he was cool. I liked the Black Ranger, right? Mastodon, he was my favourite. I liked Zack. And I even liked Adam when he took over. Black Ranger was my favourite. As everyone knows, Donatello is my favourite turtle because he's the brains of the operation. He only needs to stick to defend himself. He builds all the gadgets. The true brains of the operation.
And he's second best turtle to Leo.
Yeah, I'm talking. This pack is black. Donatello is the Black Ranger. Like, I know that's so sad and little, but it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Leonardo being the Blue Ranger makes sense because of his headband, even though technically I think Leo should have been Red Ranger, but it makes sense for Raph to be. Whatever. But yeah, that is so perfect. Donatello is the Black Ranger. So yes, the first 2 Power Ranger turtles have arrived. And they look glorious. Like Brandon said, these are completely pinless, it seems. The colours just pop a little bit. I'm going to struggle. Where am I going to put these on the shelf? Do I need to put them in between the Power Rangers and Turtles display? Or are they just part of the Power Rangers display? Like, I don't know where to put them. But I think they're going to fit beautifully in with the Lightning Collection. Like, where's Zach? Zach fell off my shelf earlier. So there you go. There's Zach. And look, standing next to him, I think comparison-wise, they're going to seem pretty good. Just think these are Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so they're not super tall. So yeah, by the way, so I'm very excited about these. The packaging, as always with Lightning Collection, is very nice. So happy to report all the heads are in the box as well, which is very important. All the feet are there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to completing the rest of the team now. Raph, obviously Mikey comes in with April as the Pink Ranger, and then we need to get the Green Ranger, which is Shredder. So I'm all in. I said that from the get-go. The comic is literally, where is it? It's literally down here, isn't it? Yeah, the comic is down there somewhere. But yeah, there you go. Beautiful. So there you go. There's my new pickups. Yes.
Just random question. Of Lightning Collection, Marvel Legends, and Black Series, which one has your favorite box design?
Lightning, Marvel Legends. Are you including Marvel Legends?
Yeah, so Lightning Collection, Marvel Legends, and Black Series. Of those 3 lines, which has your favorite?
Well, I'm a sucker for the retro, so
design?
I'm a sucker for the retro. So
let's say just main line.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I like the Lightning Collection. I just like it sleek.
Yeah,
it's smart.
me too.
It's just
Me too. 100%.
No, and I don't dislike the other two. I think Star Wars have upped their game. I like their new packaging now. And Legends, like that's iconic, and it has to have a Build-A-Figure piece. So the box always has to be that little bit bigger. So I don't dislike any of them, to be honest. But I've always liked the Lightning Collection. I like the graphics, and I like where if you display them, if you buy 2, you can like display them. Like I can't remember how you do it, but you can display it in a way where the images fit. If you know what I mean, like it's nice.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
But if anyone gets a Tommy with an extra head, then you know where to send it. All right, that's my.
Happened. That actually happened as well with me. So I just realized. So I got this Avatar figure the other day, and it was missing, like, it just came from Amazon US, and it was missing it just was missing 2, I think, a hand and like a weapon. It was so weird. But, yeah. Anyway.
Mike D in the chat is saying, how does G.I. Joe Classified look out there? Bats appear anywhere? Yeah. Me and Mike speak occasionally on Instagram, and he's constantly showing off his new figures, which I do get a little bit jealous about. I know he's got his. He was showing me pictures of Sarge from Action Force, which haven't hit the UK yet, not on Kapow anyway. And they said not until the end of January as well. So still a couple of weeks to wait for Action Force in the UK from Kapow. And the Bats and the Alley Vipers, nowhere to be seen yet either in the UK. So, and I know over in the US, the Joes, like we're getting lucky with some Legends, but in the US you're getting lucky with some Joes, because I know that Storm Shadow, Spirit, and the Commander Officer, I think the Cobra Officer, they all landed nice and early. So it's tit for tat, isn't it? There's no rules. It's just here, there, and everywhere.
It is. And I think that all I'll say is we get lucky far less. We get lucky far less.
I'm just putting the flashy lights on if my stream lets me. There you go, flashy lights. We appreciate 100 people in here. So if there's 100 people in here,
yes, absolutely.
let's get into some. Let's get into the main event, shall we? So let me put the spoiler button on. We're getting into spoiler territory now. So we've been hinting and teasing and etc., but we're about to get into the nitty gritty. Let's talk about Spider-Man. So, Brandon, we went and seen this film opening day over here in the UK. It came out a day earlier over in the UK. So obviously the internet was already, we knew living in this day and age. Unfortunately, the world we live in, if you want to just enjoy yourself on social media or online, you can't do it safely with a film, because these type of films are event films, like simple as that. Like people want to talk about them, people are excited, people want to share, and then you also get the other side of the spectrum where people are idiots and they want to spoil it because they think it's funny. So you have to go and see these things as quick as you can. So luckily we both went and seen it and we avoided spoilers. We were excited to talk about it, but we were being nice because we didn't want to spoil it, and it's hard to talk about this film without talking about spoilers. Yes. So Brandon, the floor is yours. Spoil away. What did you think of Spider-Man No Way Home? Favorite bits, your just general thoughts, etc. All yours.
I loved it, man. I mean, I think one of my major takeaways from it is that Tom Holland has had 6 movies as his Spider-Man origin story. That's what I took away from it. Right, from Civil War to Homecoming, Infinity War, Endgame, Far From Home, and No Way Home. I think he's gone from, like, you go back and watch that first scene of him and RDJ in his bedroom, when Tony recruits him, and he looks so young, like so young, compared to where we see him by the end of No Way Home. It was really cool to realize that he's had 6 movies to really grow up and come into his own. I think he is our definitive Spider-Man, man. That's what I took away from it, I think a lot of people love Tobey as Peter, a lot of people love Andrew as Spider-Man, but I think Tom just nails the whole thing.
I have said
yeah.
I have said on this channel with you, and I've said publicly that it's very hard for me to just answer that question: who's the best Spider-Man, who's the best Peter Parker? Because I think, and everyone genuinely, people rarely say Tom, but that's unfair to Tom, I think, because Tom was through into an MCU. He was through into a universe that was already built. So you couldn't get that sort of grounded Peter Parker story that we have all know so well that we love. So already he was sort of at a disadvantage because he was through into a world where they sort of had to adapt his origin. And let's be honest, if you're Spider-Man growing up in a world with the Avengers and aliens attacking New York, spoiler alert, Peter Parker lives in New York. There's no way that he didn't notice that. 100%. So you can't ignore 100%. The Avengers. So the MCU did what they did. And I was the first to say that the way that Spider-Man was brought into the MCU. Now, you know I love the MCU, but my Spider-Man is Peter Parker working for the Daily Bugle, like keeping his identity a secret, like struggling to just balance his home life with his love life. And he's like Mary Jane, and he's obviously got shit going on. That's my Peter Parker, and obviously I grew up with the animated show as well, so I love that sort of area of Peter Parker, the college Peter Parker, I should say. I think so. I knew the MCU couldn't tell that story, and they told him in school still and trying to learn his powers and meet the Avengers. So it was always very hard to compare him with Peter and Andrew because they both got an origin. They both got literally from seeing him before they got bit by a spider to him getting the powers. So they both got origin stories, and Peter never. He just got thrusted into the MCU. So it was always very hard for me to compare the two. But seeing this movie, they fixed everything I didn't like about Tom Holland's Peter Parker. Like, they fixed it all. Like, every little niggly thing I didn't like about Tom Holland's Peter Parker, it's like everything led to this moment which made sense. It felt like everything just fell into place, and I'm like, I'm on board. Let's see I'm more excited now for the next Spider-Man film for just to see where they go with Tom, not because of cameos and crazy spoilers or nostalgic attachment because of people jumping through portals. I'm like, okay, Tom Holland's now got to the point where he's at New York. No one knows who he is. The identity's back to he's on his own. There's no May. There's no Uncle Ben. It's like, let's see what Peter does from the ground up. Let's see him be that friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And the classic suit's a nice little wink as well. Like, I'm excited now for the next phase of the Peter Parker in Tom Holland Spider-Man. But yeah, just talking about Tom as general, I agree with you. I think this film definitely concreted Tom Holland as the cinematic Spider-Man. And may not be your favourite, but this guy's been in 6 movies. He's Spider-Man #1 as well. They didn't number themselves. He's Spider-Man #1.
The chat are asking who Peter Parker is.
Oh, because Doctor Strange. I get it. Doctor Strange. You were showing off Strange at the start of the stream. I see what you're saying.
That is funny. I think like for me, I really enjoyed Homecoming because it was, I think bring toys to work, because I personally feel Tom's portrayal of Spider-Man and Peter Parker is more like in the comics. I'm talking about his mannerisms and the way he carries the character. Another portrayal I like is Spectacular Spider-Man, the animated series.
That's the one after the one I like, right? The one that...
I think so, yeah. I think so. And that shows him again. I'm sure I'm thinking the right one, but it shows him. He's young. But he also has, Iron Man is flying overhead, and Steve Rogers is,
he's Captain America. He's an icon.
He's Captain America, and Hulk is smashing up.
The Statue of Liberty was about to hold a bloody shield. So when I think about what Marvel Studios have done with Spider-Man, I prefer it. I prefer the way they have told his story than how Sony told Andrew Garfield's story and how they told Tobey's story, because I've enjoyed him being in that universe, in that shared universe. But what always bugged me is like in Far From Home, like there are certain times or moments, like when he has the Edith glasses and he almost blows up the bust. Yeah. Like there are things like that, or the times with Ned or MJ where I'm like, oh, you guys are such children. Like, it's
just
cringy.
Get on with it.
It's cringy. There's been cringy moments,
and there can be cringy moments, but those cringy moments are purposeful because they are kids. They're like 14, 15, 16-year-old kids. but by the time we get to No Way Home, you know, he is. What I loved about Homecoming was that you see that coming of age story. What I love about No Way Home is that you see him mature through that story. Far From Home, in between, I think it always bothered me that it was set in Europe. It's set in places I've been to, you know, 10 times over already, and so therefore it didn't have that same wow factor as in, you know, in comparison to if he was in New York. Even though I've been to New York, but you get what I mean. So I just think, like, it's just, the whole thing is just genius, man. Like, you know, and someone said in the chat they erased the supporting cast. I think that's a good thing. I think you've seen 6 movies of him interacting with all these characters that he knows and loves, whether that be his friends and family or whether that be the people he looks up to. I think now you get the chance to tell a different story where
let's bring Robbie Reyes in it. Let's bring what's it? Felicia Hardin, isn't it? Let's bring these characters. Yeah, let's bring these other characters, the college characters and that he meets.
Yeah, and I think we will appreciate that so much more, given that we have had such an extensive backstory with him. I remember someone saying it might have been Kevin Feige, it might not have, but I remember someone saying that they were treating the Spider-Man movies like the Harry Potter movies, right? In the Harry Potter movies, you watched them grow up. 7 books, 8 movies, where you really see this progression of, you know, children to adults, and we've already had 6 movies of Tom Holland. I think it's mad. You know, I think we could easily get another 12. We could get, you know, 2 more trilogies of him and 2 more trilogies of Avengers movies.
I hope he does, and I'll talk about that in a second, because Jay's used his channel membership token. He says, IMAX on opening night for me was epic. So weird to have a UK audience cheering out loud. I loved it. I was crying from pure emotion for the second hour. So I told you my experience from the cinema when I came back, like the next day. I think we streamed. UK cinemas are usually very quiet. People don't really react. It's just, even if you find it funny, you just laugh to yourself. It's not really a clap or cheery type place. This, as I said, it felt like I was, like, again in America. The kid next to me was genuinely having an orgasm just right there, seeing what was when Andrew Garfield, that's right, spoiler talk, when Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man came through the portal, this guy was jizzing everywhere, and I was like, I had to move out of the way from it, because he was screaming like a little girl. And it weren't just him. The cinema was crazy. It was white stuff everywhere. People were very happy about it. Brandon is hating these analogies. But my point is, people were very, very excited. And like, meeting Amanda, I was staring at Amanda like going, will he shut up? Like, I'm trying to listen to dialogue and stuff, like, stressed me out. But people were just, it was like Jay said, pure emotion. And yeah, lots of cameos that we expected to see. And like, let's just get into it. So I don't want to delay on the toy talk, because that's what we're all here for. So of course we're going to talk about 10 Marvel Legends we want to see, but just quickly on the Tom Holland thing, he said in an interview before this film came out that he said to GQ, like, oh, if I'm playing Spider-Man past 30, I'm doing something wrong. Tom Holland, I know you're watching this live right now, right? Tom, you are at such a unique position where you're playing one of the most recognizable, iconic characters of all time. Honestly, right? Fucking play this guy forever. Like, you embrace this character now and be Spider-Man. Be the next trilogy. Be the next. Like, I love that. For me, when I watch a movie, I hate when they recast or whatever. I love the continuity. So, like, and now they've opened up this world of the multiverse. You can be that Peter Parker for however long you want to be. Be it, right? Be it.
Yeah. Right? And I think as well, a lot of that was him just. It was him just, you know, pre-negotiating. He was talking to GQ as well. He was like, people obviously weren't comic book fans in the interview rooms. He was like, I don't want to be Spider-Man forever. Forget that. Stop pretending to be cool, Tom. Like, you're rich as shit. No, I don't think he actually meant it. I think it's him just. Yeah, well, it works. They're going to throw money at him. This film has been out for about a month, and it's already the fourth most successful film of all time. Literally, $2 billion already. No, I think is it 2 billion already? I thought it was only 1.5 still. I thought it was 2 billion. I thought it was crossed to the 4th. It's now the 4th most successful movie of all time. I could be wrong. Way. My stats again. I get my stats from Twitter. No. I mean, don't believe everything you read, but it's gonna be anyway. It's gonna be. It would probably be any time now. But what was the other thing I was going to say? I think he will play it for a long time to come. I'm excited. And I think as well, and this is coming from me of all people, but because he had said at one point about Spider-Gwen and Miles. I really, really hope that we don't see those characters until the trilogy after this.
Yeah. We don't need them. We don't need them straight away. Let Peter just be Peter. We don't need cameos or any crazy shit. Yes. Slow it back down.
Burn it.
Yeah, slow it back down now.
Miles is getting all the love that I want him to currently have in Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. Keep that version of Miles going for a while.
Agreed.
Do your Spider-Gwen stuff there. Whatever you want to do it there.
They have just pressed the reset button on Spider-Man in the MCU, which is perfect.
Yeah.
Now let him be the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man for the next 3 films. Let him meet some obscure characters. Let him meet Chameleon and Kraven the Hunter and all these obscure characters while no one knows his identity.
While still being affected and surrounded by everything else that's happening in the MCU. Because it's just comic perfection, in my opinion.
Rich M is fact checking me, and that is why he's the super producer and also the source. Trust me, this guy knows some shit. He says worldwide at the minute, number 8, 8th worldwide. Still top 10 most successful movies of all time, and it's only been out for a month. That's an impressive feat. So let's talk about some toys we would like from this, because I would like every single character. So we're going to start off slow. So we're about to talk about what characters in Marvel Legends we would like to add to our current collections from this movie, from the franchise, from the MCU. So we're starting off slow, all right? So don't expect Tobey Maguire to be first, all right? We'll build to it. First, we'll start off with the man in the chair himself. And I hope he comes with a chair accessory. It is, of course, Ned Leeds. Not quite yet the Hobgoblin, even though they did even tease a little bit of him being a villain, innit? But he's now a wizard. Ned Leeds. Do you want a Ned Leeds for the shelf, Brandon?
Bro, I would absolutely adore a Ned Leeds on my shelf. Like, oh man, I would love a Ned Leeds on my shelf. I think Jacob Batalone just kills the guy in the chair, character. Like, I just think he is so good. Just like heartwarming. He's chilled. He's he has a great relationship with Tom. I think great chemistry with Tom. And I mean, it adds to your line of, your deluxe line of throne figures, of chair figures. So let's get it.
Yeah, add it to the throne. Yeah, we get Thanos in the throne, we get Doctor Doom, we get Mephisto, and we get Ned Leeds, the man in the chair. Add it to that throne line. Bring Toys to Work says the rumor is once Spider-Man trilogy concludes, Miles will show up in live action, and that's great. Eventually, of course, I want to see Miles in live action. But let's get another. As I said, let's slow it down again. Now let's see Peter as the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man for a while. He has still got one MCU appearance before any new trilogies anyway, so we know we're going to see him either in Avengers 5 or whatever. We're going to see him again anyway.
I reckon that'd be a Fantastic Four.
It should be. I reckon it should be, and he should wear a bag on his head and wear bare feet. We need to see the live action bombastic bagman. But okay, let's do this. And we're doing hit and miss for this, people, as well. So please let me know via the chat, hit or miss. Would you like a Ned Leeds for the collection? Of course I would. We already have Zendaya. We have MJ on the shelf already. Why not have Ned Leeds so we can have the 3 of them standing there? It would be great. If we're going to get Ned, I would like Tom in like a casual uniform. Do you know, like we got Tom with the yellow coat, but he's still wearing the Spider-Man outfit? I guess I'd use that as a display piece, but it would be good to just get like sort of a casual Tom with a backpack, hoodie, maybe a Spider-Man mask to hold as an accessory. I think that would make a really sick little display with him standing there with a skateboard, a backpack, a little Spider-Man mask, and then Ned Leeds and MJ around him. I think that would look really nice on the display. So give me a Ned Leeds. Why not? 100%. He's a wizard now as well. Give him a little slim ring. He can even come. He can even come with his own portal. Ned Leeds with a portal in a deluxe box. I'll take it. But yes, let's see what the chat are saying. The Wolfpack, how you doing, Miguel, my friend? Happy New Year, all that stuff. Have we spoke this year? I think we probably have. He says, let's make a 3-pack sandwich between Zendaya and Tom. Yeah, that would be great. Javi Man says hit. Greg says hit. Keith says certified hit. Jason says hit. George W with a triple hit. Mike D said the backpack may be that here. Is that Ryan teased? You're not wrong. Maybe we are getting a Ned Leeds already. Maybe. He is a character that wouldn't have been spoilery that they could have put in development earlier. Battle Force Grumps is not a fan of Ned Leeds. He says miss. So does Stridon. He says big miss. Not a fan of Ned Leeds. Tony Collector says hit. Bon Williams also says miss. KSM Kyle says hit. Home Dudes says hit. Matt Martin says big hit for Ned. The Jazz says hit. Jamie says free. Greg says a civilian trio with re-release MJ. Yeah, like why not? That would be a great for the civilian trio. Hit for the MCU collector, said Rob. That is the attitude I like, Rob. Where it may not be for you, but you still find the positive in the situation and you spread the positivity. I like that. David Evan Smith says hit. Mike D says hit. Put him next to the Toby versus Harry. No, because he goes evil. We don't want him to be corrupted on the shelf. Jay's Toys Collection UK says, I'm guessing every other figure on this list will be a hit, so miss to keep the balance. That's fair. Bring Toys to Work says hit. Okay, and then MCU Hobgoblin, defo want to see it. Solo villain, though. Well, now he doesn't know who Peter is anymore. His memory has been wiped. Maybe he will feel different about Spider-Man. We don't know. Maybe he will become the Hobgoblin. Yeah. He maybe he'll pick up at the end of No Way Home. Maybe he goes and picks up the glider from on the floor of the Statue of Liberty and goes, "What's this? I'm going to go home." He's wearing a bit of orange in that jacket. Are we going to see the Hobgoblin? Maybe not. For anyone who doesn't know, Ned Leeds, by the way, is the Hobgoblin in the comic. So technically, he's the Hobgoblin via name alone. Okay, Ned Leeds. Starting off easy. Next up. Okay, let's start warming up now. We're warming up. We want Doc Ock, Dr. Otto Octavius, a name that they laughed about in the film, because it is a pretty stupid name, but we know it now. Like we don't even consider it stupid. We're like, no, it's Doc Ock. Yeah, like we need this. What's so great about some of these figures, and I'll tell you why after this super chat from Ultimate Carnage.
Ultimate Carnage donated £8.99. Sup Dan and Brandon, my wish list for Wave 2 a multi-pack of all 3 Spider-Men with unmasked head sculpts, Ned and MJ double pack with the Cube, Green Goblin, Doc Ock and Electro.
Ultimate Carnage, my friend, I wish you worked for Hasbro and you were in those boardrooms because that sounds spot on to me. He says, Sup Dan and Brandon, my wish list for Wave 2 a multiple pack of the 3 Spider-Men with unmasked head sculpts, Ned and MJ double pack with the Cube, Green Goblin, Doc Ock and Electro. And yeah, of course, it sounds great. Great choice, Ultimate Carnage, and thank you so much for the super chat, much appreciated. So as I was saying, this Doc Ock, of course it's No Way Home Doc Ock, but it's also Tobey Maguire Doc Ock. We've already had this in figure form before Marvel Legends proper kicked into gear. They weren't called Marvel Legends at the time, were they? I don't think. So I've seen this figure go up already on the aftermarket, and it's like literally nearly 20 years out of date. Brandon, do we need a new Doc Ock? You're miming again. We can't hear.
Oh, sorry. I think Alfred Molina is definitive, in cinema as Doc Ock. I don't think we should or will ever get another Doc Ock appearance. Well, when I say that, I mean I don't think we'll get another person cast as Doc Ock. I don't think you can top Alfred Molina.
That's why they didn't. That's why these characters are back, because you can't recast them.
No, and I think that this would just. I mean, I don't even have to justify it. We both know how much people would just love this. If the only thing I would say is is for the legs to. I would love it if they could engineer the legs somehow, and I have no idea how they would do this. But I would love it if they could engineer the legs somehow so that he could, how this can has its sand at the back.
Yeah.
I would love it if they did something like that allowed Ock to be up, and the 2 other legs to be sort of holding him up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like a bit like what we've done. Like with my comic Doc Ock, who's on the shelf. But my shelves are a mess, by the way, because I've been doing tons of reviews and comparisons. But that Doc Ock's got like metal, like USB bendy wire metal type thing, and he can stand up. I've got him standing up on 3 of his legs, and the other one's in the air. Like that would be great to have officially on a Legend. Yeah.
I think of all of these, Ock is probably the one that would probably need that deluxe treatment and love. But if they could do something like that, where they engineer the legs, that would be really cool. Photo Real Deco, give him an update. The thing about Alfred Molina as well and Doc Ock is that he's not masked. So the only thing is give him
glasses and non-glasses. Give him goggles and no goggles.
Yeah, you could put the goggles on him. Actually, is a good point, because if you look at all of the Sony figures so far, whether it's Vulture, Mysterio, Venom, any of Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and MJ. The only two that we have head sculpts of are Tom and MJ.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there is some kind of likeness complication there somewhere that maybe means that we wouldn't be able to see these characters' likenesses. But I think you would be able to fix that with the goggles on Ock and other characters.
I think the lads that work at Hasbro know the community very well and understand that we want our unmasked heads, we want our options. So when we don't see one, I do give them the benefit of the doubt and always think there must be a reason why. Do you know, like the when we didn't get a Jake Gyllenhaal one, like when we didn't get a Vulture one, even just think Vulture got re-released 5 years after the original movie and we still haven't got a head. It's clearly something that's happening behind the scenes that we've got nothing to do with. Just think that face of Michael Keaton is essentially the Batman face, isn't it? Let's be honest. So do they really want that confusion of a Batman face on a Marvel product? I don't know. We don't know how it works. Melina may be a little bit different, but like Brandon said, maybe with the goggles. But people in the chat are saying, obviously, I don't think anyone said miss. I don't think anybody said miss for this figure. Everyone is like mega hit, lots of hits. Some people are saying with the red arms, do you know, the Start Tech red arms? And then some are saying just with the silver, maybe multiple choices in a deluxe box. But yeah, hit either of both legs. Bending says with Greg. Like, I think if we don't get these type of characters with bendy wires, that's the first thing we're going to complain about, unfortunately, because that's what we want. That's what we want to see. And we know when you know that technology exists, it's always very frustrating when it doesn't happen. Like, we got bendy wire arms on the Sentinel, but they are quite thick. Like, can they actually do that on a normal product? We didn't get them on the comic one, annoyingly. We don't even really get it on some tails. So, yeah, that's the first thing we're going to complain about. So, Hasbro, I will pay extra, Hasbro. Just make it have bendy wire legs. That's what we need to happen. But yes, this is an easy hit. I think every single person is saying hit.
Quick question on that. Where is your Sentinel? Is it behind you?
He's there. I can literally pick him up. He's right there. Basically, he's on the side of the shelf. Hang on, let me go main. My shelves are a mess at the minute, people, because of I've been doing reviews and comparisons, and I've obviously got a box of retro figures still, but. So at the minute, the Sentinel's down there, but like that section of the wall is about to be covered with the new Spider-Man figures. Like these are all going to go here. So that Sentinel's being moved to the other side of the room, but the other side of the room don't have any X-Men figures. So I'm thinking to myself, do I need to like rearrange the whole display just for the Sentinel? Like these are collector problems 101. But there you go. That's what goes through my mind. But there you go. Where's my Sentinel. You got both of yours on display.
Yeah, so both of mine are just here. But it's the thing I was going to say is, do you ever like come into the room and just look at them and think, my God, that actually happened?
I talk to mine. He's like my imaginary friend. He knows about my work day and everything. This guy, great listener. I'm not going to lie to him. Never complains. Just helps me de-stress. I just decompress. I'm like, how you doing, Sentinel, mate? Let me tell you about a shit day at work. Never complains. Amanda complains. She's like, Dan, I don't care. He doesn't.
Just when he's the person you go to talk to when you're
he's like my therapist. I just sit in this room, lie back on the seat, and go, Sentinel, it's been a stressful day.
Yeah.
He's just sitting there with a clipboard. Okay, next up, obviously everyone want Doc Ock.
Amanda says, have you heard the news? She started a dog collection.
Oh, she wants another dog. Basically, there's another dog in the RSPCA called Freddy. Like, I'm not even joking. He's called Freddy.
Oh,
he's the same breed as Teddy. And
really,
we sort of want Teddy to get a friend, because at the minute Teddy sleeps in our room because we don't want him to be on his own and stuff like that. But if we had two dogs and they had their own little space, and just think, if I got another dog, I'd still be going out for walks, I'd still be feeding them, I'd still be picking up shit. Just the routine's not going to change now. The routine's built, so why not get Teddy a friend? They can have their own little space, and I can have my bedroom back. So that's my stupid mindset, and there's my sidetrack.
No. I don't think that's stupid at all. I think it's genius. The only thing is that if you call Teddy or if you call Freddy, they might both come.
Fred, Ted. Yeah, we shall see. Ted, we're asking if we can. Amanda's asking if we can trial foster Freddy first to see how they get along, because Teddy might think, no, this is my house, mate. And Teddy doesn't eat my legends. He ran away once with little baby Hulk, but other than that, Teddy's been pretty good. This Freddy guy, he may come in and be like, I'm eating everything, and he'd be out the door, mate. He'll be out. I'll be like, sorry, Freddy, mate, you're gone. So we definitely need to trial it first, but I'm willing to trial it.
Can we put a poll in the chat whether to give Teddy a friend or not?
Okay. And there's this Spider-Man. The replay crew will be very confused. Now we'll keep it for a different stream, but let's keep rolling through these.
But yes, okay. Who's next?
Electro.
Oh yeah.
So let's just talk about Electro for a second.
This was the best
Yes.
do-over of the whole thing.
Yes.
Oh man, did Jamie Foxx get to shine here? Like, Jamie Foxx is an Oscar-winning actor.
I love
Like,
Jamie Foxx.
this guy
I've
don't
got his
mess around.
albums. I like Jamie
Like,
Foxx as an artist.
Yeah. Like, this guy is super talented. But when you look at Amazing Spider-Man 2,
Yeah,
you
like
know, they didn't use him for the full talent that they had access to. I think I still enjoyed him in that movie, but they just didn't use him for the.
and that's not on him. That's the writing and script.
No,
Like, if you've seen Jamie Foxx in
absolutely.
any other movie, you know he's got chops. So, like,
Yeah.
that's just the writing on that movie. Unfortunately, they played him a little bit campy. What's his name? Max? It's Max Dillon as well.
Max Dillon, yeah.
Yeah. So in the comics, he's not like a geek. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know why they played it like that for whatever reason, but I liked the portrayal of Electro in this a little bit more. He was pretty funny. He had some funny lines. It was funny when they zapped the tree and the tree came into one of the portals. Like, Ned's like, oh my god, is that like some sort of tree man? And he's like, it's just a tree, dude. It's just stupid, but made me laugh. But yeah, Electro, obviously this particular picture that the super producer has captured so well, obviously a nice little wink to the comic with the star. So I'm curious, like, if they gave us obviously they'd have to give us a Jamie Foxx face, but then they could give us like a translucent sort of attachment. I think would be really cool. You know, like with a translucent yellow attachment that would go on top. Lots of electrical effects.
I would much rather that than them giving us a straight, you know, like you know how the Sam Cap head had Sam underneath, but then the goggles sits over the top. Yeah, I would much rather it be
separate.
The Jamie head with the extra piece.
Agreed.
You know, like how Psylocke had.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Her little butterfly type effect. Just that as a start. Super chat, real quick. Thank you very much.
Compuisive Collector donated $6.66. To Brandon's point, most of these actors' deals are with Sony. Sony gave up merch revenue in 2011, so they've no motivation to pay for likeness rights.
Very true, very true. Compulsive Collector says, to Brandon's point, most of these actors' deals are with Sony, which is true. Sony gave up merch revenue in 2011, which again is also true. It's part of the deal. So there's no motivation to pay for likeness rights, which is fair, which makes complete sense. So to get those likeness rights would have to be a whole new separate deal, which I'm sure is above Hasbro's head. So that's a very fair point. So thank you very much for that, and thank you very much for the super chat, much appreciated. Like we were saying, Jamie Foxx head effect piece. Of course, he got the start reactor as well now on him, which is a nice little Easter egg to the MCU. But yeah, other than that, Jamie Foxx in there, even put him in a high vis, I wouldn't mind. Do you know what I mean? Just give me a cool Electro for the shelf. Again, we need a tree builder figure, says Mike D. That would be pretty funny, not gonna lie. Tree better be on this list, says Chase Toys Collection UK. Rich M tells them keep watching. Is the tree on the list? You'll find out. But yeah, a lot of hits for Jamie Foxx as well. I'm just having a quick scroll. Did anybody say no to Jamie Foxx?
If anyone said no to Jamie Foxx, I'm saying no to you.
Phil Jones also says, pal for my pal Jamie. It's very true. Phil Jones is good friends with Jamie Foxx. If you don't believe it, there's pictures of Phil and Jamie together. Go and ask Phil about it. It's a whole very interesting story. He's told us on the stream, actually. I think he's told us on the Legends of Nick Arrow or one of these streams. It's a very cool story, actually. But yes, Phil is mates with Jamie Foxx. How'd you like the new? That's a quote from the film, I assume.
Yeah. If they release that figure, the first photo I would take of that figure, that would be the caption. 100%.
KSA Kyle says hit, but how would you use his electric effects work all over the body? I would say just give us a normal body with the Jamie Foxx head with no electric effects at all. Yeah. And all the electric effects are attachable pieces, whether it's like those the soft effect pieces.
The ones that come with the lightning flash.
Yes, yeah, just let them wrap around. And yeah, it wouldn't be perfect, but it would look decent enough for a display, that's for sure. They can make it work. In this day and age of digital pinless tech and all of that good stuff, they could make this work. That's no problem at all. Okay, next up. Let's keep going with the villains. Green Goblin. So they obviously wanted to get away from that mask from the Tobey Maguire trilogy very quickly, because back then it wasn't really, as the years went on, people didn't like that mask. There was like a behind the scenes clip of a more rubbery mask that looks more comic accurate that people preferred, rather than this sort of techie mask, if you will. So what did the MCU do? They don't mess around. They're like, fine, let's get rid of it. And literally within the first couple of scenes, he smashes the mask and he goes back to just Hobgoblin, hood up. He's even got his little man bag with his little pumpkin bombs as well. So close to comic accurate. Obviously, he's not got the green face, but other than that, it's a comic sort of homage to the Green Goblin. So yeah, of course we need this. For the record, right, this is a big bad. He is the true protagonist and big bad of the movie. He's the one who corrupts the minds of all the other villains, and here's the big bad. And yeah, he's heartless. Here's the reason that again, it's a spoiler stream, so I can say it, but Aunt May's dead. Aunt May, her last lines to Peter were, with great power comes great responsibility. They flip reversed it. It wasn't Uncle Ben that said it. It was Aunt May, which made sense for the MCU, to be fair. And yeah, Green Goblin, the bastard. Did May really have to die? Could she have just got really badly injured and survived to tell it survive another day? Probably. But this is the way they chose to tell. So anyway, Green Goblin. Figure form. Of course, right? Of course.
Yeah, I mean, this is a must-have. There's a super chat though. I don't know if Friday's reading it out.
All right, we're delayed for a second. Ultimate Carnage again, but I'll let Friday read that out in a second. But yeah, Green Goblin. Did we get an unmasked head for Norman Osborn in the back of the super chat real quick? Ultimate Carnage. Thank you very much.
Ultimate Carnage donated £4.49. I think they should bring out all these figures with all their accessories and Hasbro do their first wave without a Build-A-Figure.
Interesting. So he says Hasbro should bring out all these figures with all their accessories and do the first wave without a Build-A-Figure. All of these figures could be justified as deluxes depending on what you pack with them, that is for sure. But the iron is so hot with these figures at the minute. Like if they knew some of this stuff and had these figures ready to go, then they would have watched the money roll in, trust me. But that's not how these things work, unfortunately. But yeah, obviously, I don't think anyone would disagree with you, Ultimate Carney. Thank you very much for the super chat. Firstly, for Chicken also uses channel membership token to say, hello, fellas. I think now is the time for the Marvel Legends team to put the test to a £40 to £50 price range. Do you mean they already do, don't they, with MODOK? MODOK's about that price range.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, MODOK's... I reckon that price range has already been tested, my friend, and... yeah, MODOK was good. The Hydra Stomper that says Cowboy Collector. Yeah, I think Hasbro are already there with that price range, my friend. So, again, I've just paid like £30-something for this guy, and I've not even seen him in the film yet, and he comes with a giant portal. Like, if you're a collector Marvel Legends, the prices are going up. Nothing we can do about it. Just give us some cool stuff. That's what you want. Okay, I'm looking at the chat. Again, a lot of hits for the Hobgoblin. Is there any particular accessories or anything you'd want with this release? Would you want the old mask? Like, do you want a re-release of the original Goblin costume first, or do you want this version? This
version, 100%. But I think with that helmet accessory though, I think would be good. Because,
even a smashed version, a little smashed version.
Yeah, or like one with a crack in it, something like that. Just one so that you can sit it like next to him for him to be talking to it. Because I think. I love that mask as that sort of reflection of the inner goblin. The
split personality, the craziness, yeah.
Yeah, I think the goggle and the hood head sculpt would be cool. But I would love to see, like Rich has done with this picture. I would, when they're in the hallway and Tom is just like punching in.
Yeah.
And Willem Dafoe does that like laugh with that big grin.
Yeah.
Oh, if it was that kind of head sculpt, it would, like, if there was ever a time where, Hasbro do those really, like, those screaming kind of faces sometimes, or they do those really, crazy faces.
Yeah, the emotional, the really, yeah.
This would be the time, I think, for one of them. I think that would be incredible. But to me, this is this out of the two appearances of Willem Dafoe's Goblin, this is the best one, I think, by far.
Just think, both are seen in the movie. Obviously, we've seen one of them in the trailer, and it's only for that brief moment. He attacks him on the bridge, and then after that, he smashes it.
Yeah.
He goes and meets May at Feast, which is a nice little Easter egg as well. Yeah, I would take you for all. But obviously, this is the one I want. This is obviously the main version of the Green Goblin in the movie. Yeah, of course, he characters like this and Alfred Molina with Doc Ock would have reason. It would have been very, very hard for the MCU to do these comic characters because these people are now synonymous with this role. So, yeah, we need... Again, I would be very disappointed to get these characters without the actors' faces on these figures because they're just as important to the character, especially for a live-action show. Just think, these ain't comic... We've got a comic Green Goblin. We've got a comic thing. These figures we're asking for are representations of what we see on screen, and these actors bring these characters to life. So they are really important. So yes, of course we need Green Goblin. Lizard. Now, a lizard, he is a human, but he's also a giant lizard. How do we want him in figure form, Brandon? How do you want him? Because he has technically had a figure before, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think this one has to. I think this one has to be BAF or deluxe. I can't. I mean, maybe they could do it as a single release, but I wouldn't have thought so just on size. But I think it would be perfect as a deluxe release. You know, I think get the lizard in there, get maybe a couple of the canisters, you know, from Amazing Spider-Man and from this movie. Maybe a couple little lizards in there for our Pet Legends line. I think it'd be great. The one thing I think would be really cool is if the jaw was articulated. Yeah,
of course. This he had some funny lines. It was one of them where when we seen him and Sandman, we'll talk about Sandman shortly, because they were in their powered up sort of modes, I was like, oh, is it even the same voices? I couldn't really tell. Like, it wasn't until the end, and I know at the end they may have sliced footage together or whatever, but whatever they did, it worked. So I'm not complaining. Like, it worked. It was nice to see the actors' faces on there, however they did it. We're in the digital age. It was whatever. But if we're going to get...
I think there were COVID restrictions as well that meant it was just easier.
But I would take a 2-pack of Kurt Connors with the arm, with no arm, Kurt Connors, and also the lizard. Like, we just got a 2-pack with the Ironmonger and Obadiah Stane. So why not a 2-pack with the lizard, who's just another big character, with Kurt Connors? Because Kurt Connors is a big deal within Spider-Man's story as well. And I just think that would be an interesting way to go about it. First, if you're chicken with a donation, real quick.
To elaborate, yes, we do get that, but only with bigger-sized characters. I'm talking for just these movie figures. They could give us 2 bodies for Doc Ock and Goblin with interchangeable heads, a glider, and 2 different sets of arms for Doc Ock.
Yeah, he's not wrong. So he says, first, if you're chicken with the donation via Streamlab, thank you very much. Link is in the description for doing that. He says, to elaborate, yes, we do get that, but only with bigger size characters. And people were saying MODOK, Serda, the Hydra Stomper, etc. at that price point. He says, I'm talking about these movie figures. They should give us 2 bodies for Doc Ock and Goblin with interchangeable heads and a glider, 2 sets of arms for Doc Ock, etc. So yeah, you're not wrong. And other people in the chat have said that same thing, where they'd be willing to pay deluxe prices on each one of these characters to make sure that we got everything we wanted, rather than substituting maybe some accessories for a Build-A-Figure piece. Again, it would be expensive, but I wouldn't be mad if that's the way they go. But you got to remember that these have got to be branded at toys as well, and sometimes a box full of interchangeable pieces that don't really make sense to a non-collector isn't always easy to do. So it's confusing to the average consumer. If you look at a box and it's got 3 bodies and 2 heads and all that, people are gonna think it's like a Lego kit or whatever.
And I think there's already, the market is already there for that with imports. Like, I mean, it'd be cool. Don't get me wrong. I would try it. I would buy into it. But
for the record, Nick, we are not disagreeing with you. We get it. Yes. We would like deluxe boxes with all the accessories. I'd pay the extra money. I really would. But I doubt that's the way Hasbro will go. They've got their formula and they stick to it. But I get what you're saying, and I don't disagree. Okay. Any more thoughts on Lizard? Did you say what were you saying about Kurt Connors? Is that something you'd want?
Yes, yeah. Like you said, with the Obadiah 2-pack, I think a Kurt Connors 2-pack would be really cool. I think that Yeah, like I say, I think to have an articulated jaw, that would just be my number one thing. An ankle pivot, because then you really make sure you get that solid base posing for Lizard, whether it's on the shelf or otherwise. But yeah, I think this would be a really cool character to have on the show.
Like you said, like an articulated jaw might seem like such a simple request, but it really does change the emotion of a display or a character or ACB or whatever you're doing. Like, but just that open or closed mouth really does change the dynamic of a pose. So I get what you're saying, especially for a big, brutey lizard guy like this. It makes sense. Okay, I mentioned him a minute ago, and it is, of course, Sandman. Now, I wasn't surprised to see him in the film because we've seen him in the trailer as that big sand mess in the trailer. Yeah. But I was surprised when he first started to appear in the movie that he was just the human size, all sand. Do you know, like, I was thinking, oh no, like, have they not got the actor? Have they not got the voice? Like, I couldn't even tell if it was the same voice at first. But again, it all made sense towards the end anyway. He just stayed powered up as sand mode. Happy even cracked a joke and said, who's that one guy made of mud? But he had Sandman even had some funny lines. And he was a conflicted character because from the end of Spider-Man 3, he wasn't a bad guy. He helped Spider-Man. Then he went off into the wind, essentially. So, like, people were asking, like, why is he a bad guy again? And to be fair to this movie, they made sense of it. Like, he was just confused in another world. He wanted to get back to his daughter, and Green Goblin was sort of saying, look, we need to get rid of Spider-Man to do it. Yeah, so it made the story made sense of why he switched again. And yeah, so in regards to Sandman, how would you want this? Would you want him as human, like, just think Colossus size type of figure, but all sandy? Or would you want it big, stupid size, Surda level Sandman? Would you want a human version of Sandman? Because we do get a split scene of him at the very end. Like, how would you want it represented on your shelf?
I think personally, I would want it as the full-on Sand version. The reason being is that we already have two versions of comic Sandman, where I don't. Like, if you look at how he is in Spider-Man 3 and in No Way Home, he is very accurate to the comics, right? So there's not a lot of difference there. Whereas if you went with him fully sandy, then it would be great, I think. And I think it would also appeal to comic collectors who would like to see that in their collection as well.
We did get a fully sanded Sandman. We got a repaint of the Build-A-Figure in the Raft. Remember the Raft box set?
Yeah.
I know it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the same. But I'm just saying, for comic collectors, they have had that version before. But I agree with you. For this film, just think he was only that very split second at the end of the movie when they sort of hit him with that antidote. Do you see the actor's face? I forget his name. But I think that footage is basically just taken from some other places. I'm not sure if the actor was actually there. Yeah. But it was still good to see the human form, even if it was for that split second. It was a nice touch. I think to represent this movie the best on your shelf, it would have to be sort of like 6 to 9 inch sort of scale, completely sanded. Probably about the 8-inch scale, I think. Build-A-Figure set scale. And I'd like to see some texture. Do you know, like the Marvel Legends now we're up in the game with texture? I'd want to like a bit of a sandy texture on him. Like, I don't know how easy that'll be to do, but like I'd need giving me a full sanded guy essentially. This would be good.
Wolfpack said Thomas Hayden Church.
There you go. That's the actor's name. Thank you.
George W101 said I'd love a human-sized Sandman, and Rob says this one might be missed for a bit by Hasbro. I just have that feeling like he'll be the new Quicksilver for a while.
Well, we have technically got a Marvel Legends Sandman Build-A-Figure from Spider-Man 3. I don't think it was called... It may have been Marvel Legends at the time. It might have been Toy Biz as well. But there has been a Sandman Build-A-Figure, and it is universally known to be one of the worst Build-A-Figures of all time. Like, if you know what I'm talking about... have you got it, Brandon?
Yeah.
Oh, go on, hold it up.
What, the Sandman Build-A-Figure?
If you've got it, if it's a pain in the ass to get, don't worry about it. But if you've got that Spider-Man 3 Sandman, hold it up.
Oh, Spider-Man 3. Sorry, I didn't hear you say Spider-Man 3. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
I've got the Hasbro one.
No, that's not one of the worst figures of all time. I've got that. That holds up. That's all right.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised at what you said.
No. I'm on about the Spider-Man 3 Build-A-Figure.
Yeah.
It came with like Mary Jane and the black suit Spider-Man. It came with the Doc Ock.
Franco
that one. Yeah. You know what I mean? The Build-A-Figure pieces are all
Yeah,
weird
yeah.
shapes, and he doesn't articulate. He just basically stands there like that, or something stupid. Anyway, people know what I'm
How
talking
far
about.
we've come.
Exactly. So I'm sure whatever the Hasbro team do now will be good. But yeah, and again, for the record, we're just wish listing here. Like, these are just what we'd like to see. I reckon we're lucky to get a couple of these in a year's time, but don't expect to see them in
This
2022.
is in a dream variant world.
Yeah, these ain't happening in 2022, I don't think. But still, it's fun to talk about. Yeah, so you'd have no interest in, by the way, in having a Serta-sized Sandman on the shelf? Or a diorama big headpiece? Just a big giant open jaw head?
No.
Okay.
No space for it, no need for it, you know? I do think that an all sandy version of Sandman would be really cool.
Sandy
really,
Sandman.
Really cool.
I'll take a Sandy Sandman.
Sandy Sandman.
All right, next up. Keep going through. Okay, so it's moving away from the villains, and we talked about it briefly earlier. Unfortunately, as I said, spoiler alert, she came to her demise in this movie.
Yeah.
She was
so sad.
She was killed by the Green, and it was an emotional scene, to be fair, because you know,
really emotional.
Because that's Peter's lifeline. That's all Peter's got. Like, and to see Peter literally hold her, it genuinely was an emotional scene. It really was, and I understand why they did it, because they wanted to. Because if you notice, they did this like really emotional. Everyone's feeling really down. And then the next freaking scene, the portal started to open. So you're like, they catch you when you're at your lowest. So that high feels so much bigger, because it's not like it's just at the start of the film where you're already hyped and then something good happens. They catch you off guard where you're at your lowest point of the movie. You're feeling emotional. Someone's just died. And then they catch you off guard with, let's bring you back again. So you're literally at your lowest, and then Andrew Garfield turns up and you're like, pow, straight back up again. Mm-hmm. So I think the timing of this made a lot of sense for just the viewer's sort of relationship with the movie. I know that sounds really...
No.
You know what I'm trying to say, though?
Sense.
Like, the way you're down and then you get brought straight back up, because that scene in the trailer where Tom Holland's on the roof with looking at the J. Jonah on the screen, and he's all beaten up and it's raining.
That was my favorite Spider-Man shot of all time.
Yeah, beautiful shot.
Definitely.
I'd love to have that in figure form as well, like a battle damaged, rainy, whatever. But Aunt May, again, just like we were talking earlier with Ned Leeds, may not be the most exciting Marvel Legends, but when it comes to our MCU collections, it's about having that representation of these characters in our collection, on our shelf. I ain't going to be doing crazy Jay Hernandez, the amazing poses with Aunt May. I'm just going to be having a stand there with the civilians just to have her on the shelf. So I want her. Is there any particular look of Aunt May's from the movies that you would, and I don't mean that in like a weird way. Yeah, bikini, no.
Exactly. I don't mean it like that. The only reason I ask is because take is it behind me? Yeah, take Peggy for example. Mm-hmm. So that regular Peggy Carter, she's got the jacket, the skirt, so you can't really do anything with her. She's like a traffic cone kind of figure. But I think if we were to get an Aunt May, I would want like that jeans and a top kind of look. Same way as what we got with MJ.
Yeah, less limited.
Then you can actually do a bit more.
Yeah. I get that. No? Yeah, I get that. I don't think she was wearing pencil skirts in the movie anyway, to be fair. So I think we're fine.
No, I know. But
I know what you're saying, though. I know exactly. But for the record, I can't tell you a look that she was wearing. I have no clue. I can't remember these things.
Yeah, no, me either. I was trying to think that myself. But for some reason, I am in my head. What was she wearing in her death scene? Let me Google it.
I have no idea. No idea. Rich says, contextual analysis of film 101 class and session. I do apologise. I do ramble sometimes because I'm trying to articulate what I want to say, and sometimes I don't know how to say it. Like, I do apologise. Comic Aunt May would also be good to Doombot 9000. I would take both. We need a comic. I would like an animated Aunt May. When I think Aunt May in my head, I think of animated Aunt May. I'm not going to lie to you.
I just, for me personally, I was a bit devastated, I'll be honest, that she died, mainly because I really, really enjoy her relationship with Peter, right? Like, I really enjoyed that relationship. Like, and I feel like she was not underused because, like, we spoke about this, rewatching all the movies, both the Maguire, Garfield, and Holland movies, all the way up to seeing No Way Home. It really helped you to appreciate those characters and those relationships. But I would have really liked to see Aunt May grow old in the MCU, you know, over the years,
Yeah.
and to eventually remember Peter. I would love to see that reunion. Whereas now, you know, without the excuse of variants, we're not going to get to see that, you know? Like, I love in Spider-Man 2 when Tobey Maguire comes back to Aunt May's house, and Aunt May is, you know, she's packing up her stuff, and she talks about Henry from across the street. You know that scene?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I would have loved to have seen a Tom Holland version of that, you know?
Yeah.
And I just think, I mean, Marissa Tomei, man, she just oozes charisma. Like, so talented.
Do you know when she was doing the press junkets and stuff like that after the show?
Yeah.
She seemed pretty annoyed about her character. Like, she weren't happy that she died. And I was watching or reading something about what's his name? Happy Hogan, the actor. What's his name?
Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau.
He was
Thank
supposed
you.
to die in Iron Man 3.
He was the one he was meant to die at some point, and they were like, and apparently Jon Favreau said to Kevin Feige, "How about I just get really injured?" And they did that instead. But that moment where Happy pulls up at the wreck, and you see him in the car just looking. Like, even that's emotional, because you know how much May meant to Happy, and you're like, oh no, he doesn't know that she's dead, you know, like, and then he tells Peter, just run, you know, just run, just go, even though his auntie's just there. It was a deep scene.
Yeah. Like, I would have liked it if it had been something like, I would have liked it if there was a scene where, like, so say Tom runs thinking that May is dead, but, you know, some sort of a paramedic or something is there, takes her to the hospital, and you get like a similar scene of them at the gravesite, but instead it's in a hospital somehow. I don't know, something like that. You know, I just would have appreciated, I think, because I hate when they kill them off and then it's like, well, now what?
There was so much more they could have done. It's missed opportunities. I get what you're saying. People are asking in the chat, what do you think you're going to see first, a comic Aunt May or a movie Aunt May? What are you going to see first in Legends form?
Sadly, I think it'd be a comic Aunt May.
Yeah, so do I. Which I'm not mad about.
And I say sadly because what the heck am I going to do with it? It's gonna stand on the shelf like this.
Comic Aunt May, right? If we get a comic Aunt May, I am saying right now, she is joining the Who crew. I'm not going to lie to you. Comic Aunt May is in there. She's automatically got a place. Her Comic Aunt May and Hippo have automatic memberships to the Who crew, right? Hank will personally deliver them on the back of Frogman. Do you know, like, they're in. No questions asked. Everyone else has to work for it, but Comic Aunt May and Hippo, if they ever get made, they're in.
Oh, a lot of people in the chat are saying about 2-packs. You know what I would love, right? I would love it if we got that Tom Holland beat up figure with Aunt May.
I'll take it. That's a good way to sell Aunt May as well. Put a desirable Spider-Man. Like, we haven't had a battle-damaged MCU Spider-Man. Put a battle-damaged MCU Spider-Man, an unmasked Tom head with bruises and stuff, and then just pack in an Aunt May. Can
we poll the chat on that, whether they think she should have lived or died?
Yeah, of course. That's,
because I'm genuinely curious.
Okay.
And you know what? Have that 2-pack, have an extra head in it for Happy with his blip beard.
Yes, so you can swap the blip beard. He does call it the blip beard as well, doesn't he? Should have Aunt May died or lived in. No.
Phil Jones says, I'd like Aunt May from her appearance in The Wrestler. I've never seen The Wrestler, but that sounds funny to me, and I don't know
Is
why.
that Mickey Rourke film? I think I've seen The Wrestler.
I don't know. I'm going to Google Marissa Tomei, The Wrestler, and see what comes up on Google. Oh, God. Okay. Okay.
Why?
Anyway, I'll put it this way. Don't share the screen to the chat and look up Marissa Tomei from The Wrestler.
I do have Google next to me. Now I'm tempted.
Rob Pollock said, I think May has a better chance of arriving in a 2-pack with a different figure that's an easy repaint for Hasbro. Yeah, MCU dude said she was wearing a blue jumpsuit. That was what I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember if she was wearing a jumpsuit or if she was wearing, like, if it was like jeans and a denim top or something like that.
Okay.
But basically,
I'll let the poll run.
I just like her in something she can articulate in.
The poll's running, so we'll leave that running as we go for the next couple. So there is a poll running right now. And of course, we'll move over to the next figure as well, because we're warming up, people. We're warming up. We're about to get into the heavy hitters in a second. So we're warming up. But we'll give it a sec. I'll let this David super chat come in. Thank you very much, David. I'll let Friday read that out in 1 second. But yeah, I have currently got a poll up. So get involved in the poll, people.
George W101 says, Brandon, you should army build comic art, mate.
With you to attack your comic Ultrons.
Listen, I would love a comic art, mate. That's it.
David Evan Smith with a super chat. Thank you very much.
David Evan Smith donated $4.99. I was glad that they made a point to have Aunt May accountable as a part of Peter being in harm's way, and her death was her seeking redemption for it.
Yeah, David's not wrong, and great point as well. So David Evan Smith with a super chat, thank you very much. He says, I'm glad that they made a point to have Aunt May accountable as part of being Peter being in harm's way, and her death is seeking redemption for it. Yeah, because in the film, Peter sort of was saying what I was thinking, like, just get on back, zap them all away. It's not his problem, their multiverse's problem. But then Aunt May sort of twisting his arm, saying, no, like everyone's got a second chance. So she genuinely did change his mind. Otherwise, Peter would have just went round and sent them all back to Doctor Strange, and all the villains from the multiverse would have just buggered off home. That's where I was. I was with Peter on that. I was like, yeah, they're not your problem, mate. Get rid of them. But Aunt May was like, no, you got to be good. I can't remember all the quotes, but she said some very honourable quotes. Yeah. And she wasn't wrong, but like, for me, I would have just, too much hard work for me, love. Get them gone. Did you see Green Goblin as well steal a cookie behind their back? Absolutely criminal. On that scene where he's sat on the feast table and they're talking, as him and Aunt May are talking, in the background, he's stealing cookies.
Yeah. Was it cookies or donuts?
Whatever he was stealing, criminal. That shows you how bad the Green Goblin is. But yeah, is the poll gone up? I did put a poll up. But
the poll didn't go up.
It's crashed. It's crashed on me.
B, some people didn't say. Some people said in the chat they warned me about googling what I googled, but they warned me too late. Laserpent says, "Where's the poll in the pic with Aunt May?"
No, my chat's crashed. My chat has crashed, so I can't put a poll up. Sorry, everybody. So no poll. But let's move on to the next one. If I find a poll, I'll put it up. Next up, told you we're getting into the heavy hitters now, and you'll notice he's called Peter 2, as he is in the movie. But first of all, thank you very much to Tac Tools with Film. He says Age of Aunt May. I'll take it. Brandon's going to be forced, just like Frogman. If a comic Aunt May comes out, he's going to be forced to forever be synonymous with Aunt May.
Yeah, I mean, look, I would still happily get it. There are a lot of uses for it. It just, I want Mercy.
You've been saved by a super chat. Damien with the super chat.
Damien Ristori donated £5. Easter eggs 2 in film 1. I noticed a lot of scenes where
hang on.
highlighted.
I need to give happier.
Could Mr. Negative be a hint for future? Many ideas yet.
Sorry, Brandon, you were saved by a super chat. Damien with a super chat. Thank you very much. He says Easter eggs 2 in one film. I noticed a lot of scenes where Feast was highlighted. Could Mr. Negative be a hint for the future? Many ideas yet. Yours. Yeah, I'd love to see a Mr. Negative in the MCU. I'd love to see a Mr. Negative Marvel Legend. We got him in the 3 3/4 inch Gamerverse, but we don't want that. He's just a repainted, suited body. Let's make it happen. Give us a new comic book, Mr. Negative. Make it happen. And thank you very much to, is it I can't read that properly. How do you say that? Jurik. Showing some love via the channel membership. Jehurk? I'm super dyslexic, so I apologise if it's a name I can't pronounce. My brain sees a J and a U and an R. Jurik. Okay, I apologise.
J might be so it might be Yurik.
Yurik. Okay, Yurik. I'm going to go with Yurik. That sounds right. Thank you very much for becoming a channel member and showing some love. I appreciate it. Send me a voice note on Instagram of how to say your name so I can learn how to say it properly. I do apologise. But thank you very much, Yurik.
Chicken had made a great point. So just quickly, last thing on Marissa Tomei. He said she had to die, in my opinion. It had such an immense weight to Tom's story. He truly has no one left, and now has learned the same lessons as Andrew and Toby, as far as putting your loved ones in danger. I agree. I agree. I mean, at the same time, he still lost Happy, MJ, and Ned. just not in that way. But but you're between what Thirsty Chicken said and what you said as well. About super low point, super high point.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. Speaking of super high points, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, I just want to pause for a second, right? I just want to pause for a second and just give the chat an opportunity to catch up with us. And I want to see some hits in the chat, right? Or misses, right? So we are on Peter number 2. Now, I don't have to tell you that Peter number 2 is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man coming out of a portal in the MCU. Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker is now officially canon within a multiverse concept of the MCU. It now makes all of those movies relevant and part of a bigger tapestry that the MCU are weaving. Do we need a new figure in Marvel Legends form with the unmasked head, with the sculpted web lines? Can I see some hits and misses in the chat, please?
I don't think
real
so.
Quick.
I don't think it's necessary. Like, I think he's a cool character and all, but like we got the Toy Biz ones back in the day. Like, I think this still holds up.
People like to lurk in these chats. The right type of people like to lurk in these type of live streams.
Another one of these.
Let your voices be heard. Hits or miss in the chat. Do we need an updated Tobey Maguire Spider-Man for our current Marvel Legends collections? 2022 is the 20th anniversary of the Sam Raimi trilogy.
I just don't think so. I think if we were going to get an older Spider-Man...
That figure you're showing off, by the way, is so outdated.
I think if we were going to get a different... another Spider-Man in Legends form, another live-action Spider-Man, I genuinely think it should be the one from the 70s, that TV show?
It may happen.
If we were going to get one, I think it should be that one.
Kahubru J says it's pizza time.
Pizza time.
Lauren makes me laugh all the time. Okay, let me look at the chat real quick. I want to see if anyone said this.
MCU dude says I would sell an organ for Toby.
Yeah, okay, this is probably...
Adonis says I want 10 of him.
George also says they should give us both the younger and older head. I'm assuming he was talking about Aunt May. So I think that's what you're on about, George. Thank you very much for the channel membership token. I'm assuming you're on about Aunt May, younger and older head, which would make sense as an older Tobey Maguire and trilogy, younger Marissa Tomei from Homecoming, etc. Rich M, Spider-Man 4, no one's home. Sad times.
Just a disclaimer. I was joking. This is needed. We need this update. We need this update.
Speak to me, Brandon. Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man. Speak to me.
With that, we need it with that articulation, and we need it with this level of pinlessness. This was just the first pinless figure I could find. Like we sorely need that update. I'm not expecting a Toby head sculpt, but the Raimi suit is just iconic. I mean, I have had this action figure, bro, for 20 years. 20 years I've had this thing, right? And I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoy it. It's nice, it's good, but this thing pales in comparison to what modern Hasbro Marvel Legends can do. And if mark my words, if we do not get, it doesn't have to be No Way Home, Toby. If we do not get a Raimi suit figure this year, then I will think of something bad and I will do it.
Start thinking of your dares, people.
Yeah, because I am willing to bet my 3 favorite figures in my collection that we are going to see this Raimi suit Spider-Man this year. I will be so shocked.
And to correct myself, George was on about Tobey Maguire. He was like a younger and older head. So a younger head, unmasked head from the Sam Raimi trilogy, and the older head, because he is slightly older, like he's obviously lived a little bit. He's got some stories to tell from No Way Home. So, okay, simple as that, people. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is probably one of the most... He was up there anyway, like before No Way Home was even announced, before there was even rumours of Tobey Maguire being in this movie. After Hasbro released those X-Men figures from the X-Men anniversary, the thing people were asking for next were Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. And obviously now he's just reappeared and they've made him relevant again in the MCU. It's like, will he appear? Now the gates are open, as in, will he appear again? Like, I thought they nearly killed him off, by the way. I genuinely thought at the end of the movie, when the Green Goblin stabbed him,
really,
I thought he was a goner. I was like, oh shit, they've killed Tobey Maguire off. Obviously, that never happened, but he's clearly going back to his home world injured. Maybe he died. Maybe he collapses when he re-emerges in his own world, and we never know. I thought they nearly killed him off. But either way, this is a very much a wanted figure. And that design, like, it doesn't matter who your favourite version of Spider-Man is in live action, whether it's the Turkish Spider-Man, shout out Tanner, or the old 70s Spider-Man, shout out Rectangular. This suit is, like, iconic now. Like, that suit with the sculpted web lines, the big spider on the chest. I'd take a new figure of it. Of course I would.
Rich M says in the chat, does Brandon mean his dad had the figure for 4 years and gave it to him when he was born? No. I was 6, I'll have you know, when Spider-Man 1 first came out back in 2000.
That's perfect age, by the way, to be a fan of the toys as well. 6 years old, Spider-Man movie comes out. Parents 100%. Buy your toys, so that makes a lot of sense.
Greg Fenstead makes a great point as well about the Raimi suit. You could easily release this version and then repaint it in black. No arguments from me here. In the same way that we got 2 versions of Logan, technically 3, but 2 versions of Logan. Yeah. You know, X-Men 2 Logan and Origins Logan.
I sort of want to ask a poll: do people think we're going to get this year? Because there's
no way we're not getting this year. So there's no way. Listen, okay, remind me, whose anniversary is it this year? Just tell me.
Spider-Man's.
Yes, and whose version of Spider-Man anniversary is it this year?
All of them.
And who just had a huge top 10 of all time? This movie made 1.5 billion.
But Hasbro didn't know these were in the film, and they've probably already planned out what 22
They didn't need to know these were in the film.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
These guys gave us an X-Men 20th anniversary line.
I'm asking the poll.
Right, without any rumors or anything of those characters being in it. This is the most recognizable, most popular Marvel character in the books. You know, in history. I'm gonna cry if Ryan or Dan or someone is sitting there watching me say this right now, thinking.
Well, what Dan and Ryan and people like that have been sort of saying, if that they have.
It's not to expect likenesses.
Yes, they have been very cleverly, sort of telling us subliminally, like, don't expect the likenesses. So I think if we do get it,
yes,
it's not going to have a head.
We're getting likenesses. 100%. I do not think we're getting likenesses, but I think we're getting the suits. 100% think we're getting the suits.
Right, I'm asking the community.
But my only hope is that it is the Raimi suit, and my only hope is that it's the 2014 Garfield suit, not the 2012 suit.
I've tried to put another poll up in the chat. I don't know if it's going to work. It did work. It worked. So, okay, so the poll is as simple as this. Will we get a new Tobey Spider-Man in Marvel Legends in 2022? 4 options. You've got yes, simple as that. No. You've got in 2023, because as I said, No Way Home's came out now. They probably know people want it. They've got time to make it for next year. And then the last one is yes in 2022, but no Tobey unmasked head, which I think is the... If I was voting on this poll, if we're going to get...
Yeah, I went 2022.
If we're going to get 70s Spider-Man, then we've got to be getting Tobey Spider-Man, do you know? So...
Yeah. There's no doubt about it.
I haven't seen Rectangular's new video yet, but is Rectangular saying that the 70s Spider-Man is likely, yeah? So, okay, go and watch Rectangular's recent video for...
As part of the 60th anniversary.
Yeah, for all your recent Marvel Legends rumours and stuff like that, go and check out Rectangular. You know the score by now. And
the thing is as well, though, is that, I mean, would I want a Tobey head? Yes, of course I would want a Tobey head. But if I had to pick, I would just take the figure. You know, I'd buy. Obviously, we're going to be those type of people that would buy 2, one to display with the head on all 3 of them, giving a little group hug on the shelf. If they do this, right, I will double up in the same way that I doubled up with Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. You know, that vest top Logan, that double is sitting upstairs, protected and all.
We've got 100 people here watching live, right? And so far we've had 46 people voting the poll. If you're near your computer or near your laptop or you're near your phone or whatever you are, give a little enter this poll. We've asked the question: do you think we'll get a new Tobey Maguire Spider-Man in Marvel Legends in 2022 to go along with the new 60th anniversary line or wave or whatever, or figure? Who knows what we're getting? Yes, no, in 2023, or yes, 2022, but no, Tobey and must head. Give it a little click. We're going to get a few more votes in because I'm very curious where people think this is going to be. But there is no doubts that the community are asking. And this is when I do interviews with the Marvel team, this is a question that people want me to ask all the time, is ask about Spider-Man, ask about Tobey Maguire. Especially since, like you said, Brandon, with the X-Men film figures coming out for an anniversary. So we shall see. Tanner, with the channel membership token, he says, if we're getting 70s Spidey, Toby and Andrew, there are 2 other live-action Spideys needed. There's something, the Japanese Spider-Man, I can't say that name, Japanese Spider-Man and evil Turkish Spider-Man. Tanner, why is the Turkish Spider-Man evil? Like, why does he have to be evil? What did he do? Curious. But yes, you're not wrong. Tanner would definitely buy more than one of that is for sure. Cowboy Collector uses channel membership token. Thank you very much. He says, honestly, if they can't do the likenesses, then they shouldn't do it at all.
Completely disagree. Completely disagree.
I think I did. A Cowboy Collector, I think everyone would disagree.
A Raimi suit figure just because there's no Toby head, when there are a crazy amount of customizers out there that could give you a half decent Toby
Probably
head.
a better head anyway, to be honest. Let's be honest.
I mean, I still prefer Hasbro's heads over custom heads, but yeah, I mean, come on, really?
I think I've seen Casting Cave on his story on Instagram. He actually showed off a Toby head, and he might be doing some Toby heads for 112.
The only custom heads I think are better than Hasbro heads are the Minipore heads, which are like the shrunken Hot Toys ones.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I talk on my reviews all the time. I love the digital face printing tech. It's like having the actors here on my shelf.
Yeah,
you know, I love it. So not hating on it.
That Defender Strange looks amazing.
It's Benedict Cumberbatch with a ponytail.
Man, I was gonna wait, man. I told myself don't get caught up.
Just think of all the pictures you can do with that portal, Brandon. You will love that portal.
I know, but I told myself I would wait. But I could order it tomorrow. It might be here Saturday, knowing in demand. Oh, what to do?
I'm gonna open it and review it tomorrow, but it's just gonna be me. It's only strange in a portal, so it won't take me long.
Drop comments in the chat if you think I should order that tomorrow or not. Anyone watching that cares.
Should Brandon buy Defender Strange?
Or should I be a good boy and wait?
We've had 64 people in the poll. 50% of people say yes. 42% of people say yes, but no Tobey Maguire head. Only 3% of people say no, and only 5% of people say in 2023. And Rich M uses his channel membership token to say, "Wait, Brandon, don't give in." Brandon's better than me. I'm like, buy. Richard, me and Richard are like the devil and angel on your shoulder. I'm like, buy it, Brandon. New portal, Marvel Legends, be ahead of the game. And Richard's like, save money, be responsible adult.
Because that's the thing, man. Home Dude makes a good point. You're gonna buy it anyway, so just order it. But I think give it like 3 to 6 months, and I think it'll be £10 cheaper, at least. Okay,
let's say I've ended the poll. That's what people think about that. A lot of people are saying, Brandon, order it. Why not? Yes, Brandon, go for it. Buy it. That's dangerous. Ask in the chat, Brandon. You're enablers. Buy it. Buy 20 Strangers, Brandon. You want to recreate the Endgame Portal scene. Buy it. It's great. Portal is awesome. Just do it, Brandon. It's only money. Brandon, nobody has said not buy it apart from Rich. So,
But see, Rich's opinion counts for like 50 other collectors.
It's true.
That's the thing.
We're nearly at 50 people saying buy it, though, to be fair. Get it now, Brandon emoji. If it sells out, think eBay prices. Gahoobry J says, if you don't have an existing pre-order, do it. KSM Kyle says, order multiple.
So you know what I think, right? I think that all of those comments, let's just re-comment those with £1 super chats.
If someone wants to donate, if someone wants to super chat the amount for Brandon to buy Strange, I'll buy him Strange.
Then I'll order it.
This is the Brandon hour. This is the Brandon hour. For the next half an hour, all super chats go towards Brandon's Doctor Strange. So if anyone wants to show some love to the Brandon, I will literally PayPal him after the stream. So anyone wants to donate to Brandon's Defender Strange, because he has just been America and paid for plane flights, etc. So if you want to contribute to Brandon's buying Doctor Strange, now's your chance, because we've got a couple of these left and we're getting into the next one. And in the next one, by the way, I don't want you to write anything out apart from hit or miss. All right, I just want hit or misses on this next one. Okay, so you know the score.
I need to swap.
When I reveal it, I want hit or miss. Let me just put the emojis down. Hit or miss. All right, there's only a couple left, obviously. I want to see hit or miss on the next one, okay? Are you ready?
Oh, wow. Look at that. Did you see that?
I swear to God, Bring Toys to Work. It's the secret. He is literally the secret financer of the live stream. He's a good man, Annie. He's a good man. You're gonna have to take some good pictures for it now.
I am. Yeah, I will order it now. Bring Toys to Work. Wow, absolutely wow. I mean, just wow. Very, very grateful. Words cannot explain.
Look at the smile on his face. There you go. Look at this, people. Look at this. Bring Toys to Work donated
Bring Toys to Work donated $40.
Unbelievable.
Order it now.
Wow. Thank you so much.
He's a good man, Annie. He's a good man.
Yeah, that's amazing. That is really amazing.
Look at the smile on his face. Look at the smile on Brandon's face. That's amazing.
I didn't expect that at all. Wow.
I will literally give him the money after the stream. He'll make it happen. And Brandon's got to be. You got to promise us some portal pictures now, Brandon.
Yes, absolutely. If I order it after the stream, hopefully it will ship tomorrow. Hopefully it will arrive Saturday, and that is all I'll do. I'll just take portal pictures all weekend.
Enjoy. Okay, I'm pressing next. Ready? People are writing hit and miss, and I've not even pressed the next button. I'm pressing it. Peter number 3, aka Peter Parker, aka Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, who has been getting a lot of love as we run up to this film. Unfortunately, he was promoting another film called Tick, Tick, Boom during this press tour, and people were only asking him about Spider-Man, the poor guy. But yeah, Andrew Garfield, the first, by the way, it was interesting to see they chose to get Andrew through the portal first, which I thought was interesting. Because as I said, Aunt May had just died. You go to a scene that looks relatively innocent. It looks relatively unexciting with Ned and MJ just sat in Ned's kitchen table, and Ned's like got the sling ring, and then he thinks he's going to open a portal, and because we've just seen Tom Holland's Peter Parker on a roof and it's raining, I'm genuinely sitting there thinking he's just going to open up a portal to Tom. Like, it did not even hit me that this portal's about to be another Spider-Man, and then it opens up, and then you see like a more gangly, sort of taller Spider-Man just sort of turn his head.
Yeah, and I'm like, he is the tallest of the three.
There you go. And like the cinema erupted. Like before I'd even caught up, before I'd even realised what was happening, the cinema around me erupted, and like me and Amanda were staring at each other going, what the hell is going on? Yeah. Tobey Maguire's Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, first one through the portal, takes his mask off straight away. There he is. Is that Legends? Like the Walmart?
Yeah,
the
2014.
Walmart one. Yeah, the Walmart one.
No. That's the 2012 one. This is the mainline.
Ultimate Green Goblin Build-A-Figure. Yeah. See, I've had about 3 or 4 of them in my time because they were £5 at like Home Bargains and stuff. And I remember having them on eBay, literally selling them for like £5, £10, because I just wanted to get rid. Because in my mind, they were not MCU, and I was all in on MCU. So I just got rid of them. Those figures now are going for like 50, 60 quid. That was a £5 figure. £5 figure months ago. And now... And
this is still my favorite movie live action Spider-Man suit. I adore this suit. So I'm so hoping that this is the one that Legends gives us. I'm so hoping.
Yeah, that's okay. So I'm looking at the chat. Ultimate mega hit, number 3. He did call himself Spider-Man number 3. To be fair, they did. I like how even that was a joke within itself, because he must know, out of all the Spider-Men, people dislike that second of his movie probably the most, unfortunately. So it was pretty funny. He was like Spider-Man 3, and he was sort of just leaning on the thing going, all right, I'm Spider-Man 3. You know, like, it was funny.
Yeah. It was.
People are now clamoring for an Amazing Spider-Man 3 because of this. But we got lots of hits. I can't even read all the hits. There's hits flying off with Thanos copters. MCU dude, I think he was selling organs earlier for Tobey Maguire, right? Or someone was. He now says, I would sell my soul for Andrew Garfield. If Bart Simpson's around, write on a piece of paper and sell it his way because, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. We did. So Marvel Legends had a Walmart exclusive Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, right? And it had an unmasked head. Am I right? And it had a skateboard and a backpack.
Yes. Yeah.
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 So there has been an unmasked head for Andrew Garfield with Mafex and Marvel Legends, I believe.
Yes.
First ever Mafex, first ever movie Mafex, I think, for Marvel. I think.
Yeah. Was Amazing Spider-Man 1. And then I think it's 004 for Mafex is the one you're talking about.
Mike D says, "Are you in a band?"
Yeah.
I don't want to.
You in a band?
He said, literally,
The Avengers. What is that?
He goes, "I don't want to brag." Tom Holland goes, "I don't want to brag, but I'm going to. I've been in the Avengers, or I'm in the Avengers, or whatever." And they're just like, "Wow, what is that? Are you in a band?" Yeah, so I literally nobody, not one single person out there has said miss for Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield. That is how high the community is right now. And yes, they're the two I meant. That is how high the community is right now on these. I'm curious who would want. I'm going to ask a poll now. I know.
Like, just look at how cinematic that suit is, man. Oh. No, there is no suit is better than this suit, in my opinion. Look at that thing. Oh my god. Just so good.
I'm asking the question, which Marvel Legends Spidey do you want first? Toby or Andy? Sorry, Andrew, if no one calls you Andy, but I just did. Okay. There you go. So while that poll's running, I think have we got one left? I'll skip to the next one. And of course, they ended the movie so perfectly. Tom Holland is alone in an empty New York apartment that looks smaller than my bedroom. And he's got a sewing machine out.
Suit, man.
He's got a sewing machine out, old school. He's got some it's like light bluey, metallic-y. It had a nice little glimmer to it, if you will. And then you see him jump out of a window, and he's swinging through New York. And I don't know that place's name, but it was in Hawkeye, the big Christmas tree. Hawkeye and Kate were probably underneath it, shooting arrows at the time, but Spider-Man swung across in that new little glimmery suit. That is what I would like in Legends form, for sure. For sure, is the new glimmery suit, comic accurate, like the blue and the red, no black, no tech suit, no armor, no Stark technology. It's literally homemade, but comic classic homemade. Not the actual homemade suit from the films with the hoodie. You know what I'm talking about. Who would like this? Who would like this?
That would be really, really good. Really good.
The poll's going as well. 40 votes already. 44 for Andy, 56 for Toby. So Toby's still, he always just in the lead, Toby. No matter what poll or what sort of question you're asking, Toby's always in the lead. You forgot about Daredevil, says Tony Collector UK. Now, I think if this is the last one, but we can briefly talk about Daredevil. We have technically got, in Marvel Legends form, an unmasked Matt Murdock head in that Defenders rail box set. So there is already a Netflix Daredevil, which is now technically allowed on your MCU shelves. Now, I already had it. There you go. Brandon's got it there in his hand. So that's the closest you're going to get.
Oh, no, you know what's even better than that, Dan? You still have that.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no, we're good. It went
Okay,
back
all
in.
good, all good. All good.
You still have that set, do you not?
I do. Mint in box, not even touched it.
Mint in box,
but I
not
don't
even touched
I haven't
it.
even. But I haven't got. That means I don't have Danny Rand or what's her name?
Yeah, but Colleen Wing.
Colleen Wing. Yes.
Bro, okay. People in the chat, help me with this guy. I tried to convince him, but he doesn't listen.
But then I wouldn't have that Matt Murdock head.
He's like a Scrooge. He just sits on all of this gold he has up there, right?
It's called
the damn
It's
thing.
the same. You sound like my girlfriend. Literally, it's called a collection, Brandon. Right? You can't collect things if you just sell them all the time. There'd be nothing there. I'd just be a buyer and seller.
That's true. That is true.
I'd just be a middleman. I would just be a middleman to other collectors. I want to collect. And again, if the time comes,
I also thought it was a double. I thought you had a double.
I didn't get a double. That is my only one. Like the other figures I have on the shelf, the other Netflix figures on the like, I've got Daredevil on the shelf, but he's wearing his mask. I've got Luke on the shelf, but he's wearing the yellow top. I've got Jessica Jones, but she's wearing the jacket. So I don't have the Matt Murdock head, and I don't have Colleen or Danny Rand. But I do have them, but they're just still in the box. So that set is going for like $500 on eBay right now as well. So
that's what I'm saying.
It's tempting, I know.
Oh.
I know, tempting.
I don't know how you do it.
Well, I'll sell that, and then you sell me that little head, and I'll be happy. That's how particular I am. Just think how annoyed I'm getting about having no head in this. I'm very particular. I hate missing accessories.
No, I'm with you. I do love this figure, though.
I do love this figure. But yes, obviously, I'm assuming if Daredevil, we just think Matt Murdock was in the movie, and it was only Matt Murdock, not Daredevil. We only see Matt Murdock for a brief sort of second in the movie. He's a very good lawyer, if you didn't know. I am sure that is just Kevin Feige in the MCU letting you know officially that Charlie Cox is the MCU's Matt Murdock. Because just think, this was before the portal started. This is before the multiverse went crazy. This is Matt Murdock was in the MCU, I believe. So, and obviously Kingpin was in Hawkeye. So we're going to see these characters again. We're going to see them again. Thank you very much to the new subscriber.
And I think we will also see them much sooner than later.
Yes, hopefully this year, maybe. Let's see. I'd love to see fucking Daredevil team up with Moon Knight. Like, get Blade into the mix. Let's have Midnight Suns go crazy. Ghost Rider, get them all in. Let's have a proper R-rated. Get the Punisher in there as well. Bring John Bernthal back. Let's just have an R-rated section of the MCU that happens in Howl's Kitchen. Let's make it happen. No, we don't need Eddie Brock, says Mike D. I'm not getting into that conversation. Do you know what? Right? Can I quickly talk about Eddie Brock for a second then? Because everyone wants to
as in Tom Hardy, Eddie Brock.
Okay, right. So I was genuinely worried because Sony are still like the master holder of the Spider-Man license in regards to cinematic stuff, right? Obviously, they want to get their piece of the pie in with Venom, and I was worried because that Venom doesn't fit into the MCU. Like, it just doesn't work. So I was worried that how are they going to make this work? But again, we trust in our Lord and Savior, Kevin Feige. Right? He knows what the fuck's going on. He knows how to keep his friend Amy Pascal sweet and also stay true to people that actually enjoy these comics. He's gone to Amy. It's like, Amy, look, we'll put him in the film. And he'll disappear, he'll come and have a little cameo. And the fact that he popped in as a multiverse, so it technically proves that that version of Venom is not in the canon for sort of main world MCU, which is good to know, finally. And it also, when he disappeared at the end for the post-credit scene, he left a little bit of black smudge, which means we now have the Venom symbiote in our main MCU world, which isn't the stupid Eddie Brock Venom. And they also explained in the Venom movie, if you've seen the Venom movie, that Venom has like a hive mind. So it doesn't matter what symbiotes are in what part of the multiverse, they all know what each other know. So that's why Venom licked the TV screen when he seen Tom Holland, because he knew Spider-Man from the hive mind. He knew what was going on. So it sort of all made sense in a weird way, but you had to think about it.
Yeah, it was very well done. Yeah. Very well done.
Yeah, and again, that's because I reckon Kevin Feige and the people at Marvel Studios know what they're doing. You don't make billions of dollars on film if they're not universally loved and etc., etc. Especially in this day and age with the world of the internet. People can get cancelled and movies can get boycotted so quick. And this film is, as people were saying, the 8th, I think Rich corrected me and said the 8th most popular movie, most profitable movie so far. Well, I mean, not profitable is the word, but...
highest grossing.
Yes, highest grossing is the exact phrase.
1.5 billion, bro, and that's without China. It's not released in China yet. 1.5 billion.
Yeah, crazy.
Released it in China, it hit 2 billion in no
It's
time.
better. I enjoyed that better than Avatar. I'm not going to lie to you. And Avatar's currently sat at number 1 with the 18 re-releases over the years. So yeah. Okay. Any final thoughts on Spider-Man figures, Brandon? Anyone else from the movie that you'd like to have in figure form? Would you like any of his?
Marissa Tomei.
Yeah.
Marissa Tomei, and my number one figure that I would want from No Way Home is in fact Marissa Tomei.
Wow.
There, I said it. That's
Wow.
my hot take.
That is a hot take.
Because the others, I'm pretty sure we're going to get in some way, shape, or form in the years to come. But the one that I don't think is a surefire bet is Aunt May, and I would love to see Aunt May. That idea of a 2-pack of Aunt May, just regular Aunt May, and beat up Tom. Oh yeah, that is a 2-pack I would instantly drop money on.
Hasbro people, if you're watching the replay, if you're lurking, whatever you're doing, that's the way to do it. Give us an Aunt May, but then a beat up Tom Holland. Yeah, okay. Chat, I'm asking you guys now, okay? I know this is a hard question. I'm ending this poll as well, by the way. The poll has ended. I think Tobey Maguire won out. Tobey always wins. No matter what poll you make, Tobey always comes out on top.
He does.
Jay's Toys Collection's put in tree emojis. He still wants that tree builder figure. So the questions to the chat. What is your most wanted? Out of all of these figures we've done today, quick recap. Out of all of these figures we've done today, what is your most wanted Marvel Legend from Spider-Man No Way Home? The new suit, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, Aunt May, Sandman, Lizard, Green Goblin, Electro, Doc Ock, Ned Leeds, and any of your own suggestions you want to say. I'm going to go crazy and say this would be the hottest selling Marvel Legend pack ever. Just a free pack, like the Super Chats were saying earlier, like a free pack of all the Spider-Man in their unique uniforms with all the unmasked heads. That is your money.
Interchangeable hands that you could want.
That is your money-making pack.
Flipping hands and open palm hands.
Yeah, that is your money-making pack right there. And the Hasbro team know it.
All pinless, all with the retro style, the retro style articulation, butterfly joints, diaphragm, ab crunch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The Hasbro team know it as well, but it's just not as easy
it's
doing it. It's just not that easy. And we get it.
But it would be amazing.
But they know. Try do what you need to do in certain meetings. Try and work some magic, because that's the hot cake right there.
MCU dude says, I want a figure of that guy with MJ on his t-shirt who asks if MJ is going to have Tom's spider babies.
Oh, the guy in the crowd. Yeah. Let me read some of these. Let's see what people's most wanted was. So the super producer, his most wanted pick is a Goblin. Greg also says the Spider-Man are guaranteed, so he's picking Doc Ock. KSM Kyle says, I wouldn't say no to a 2-pack of Doctor Strange and Wong from No Way Home with coats. Oh, from in the Sanctum when it was snowing. Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Jay's Toys Collection said Green Goblin without the mask hit. Tanner says, give me them all of them, especially the ones not on the list. Especially the ones not on. Who's not on the list that you want? Doc Ock says Mirage Studios. Jamie says, can I just say all of them? You just did. Greg says, gotta be Garfield. And us, sorry if I said your name wrong. He says Green Goblin. Doombot says Toby is my most wanted figure, period. Damien says Electro. MCU Collector says MCU Dude says I want all of them. Jurek says Toby. Phil Jones says have to go with my old pal Electro. Of course he does. Home Dude says Green Goblin masked and unmasked. Got to be Toby, my man. What a legend, says Keith. Shavin says Green Goblin. Bon Williams says Bully Maguire. Not from Spider-Man 3, not that version. Thirsty for Chicken says Green Goblin.
Yeah, I love that version. Let's go.
Thirsty for Chicken says Green Goblin with both heads and both outfits. I'd have to be a 2-pack deluxe right there, but Thirsty Chicken's willing to pay. Fortress Maximus says Green Goblin only if they do with and without the helmet and the glider. Tony Collector says Toby and Andrew. Eric Alfred Abel says I need all 3 Spider-Man with the old and young heads. Abnugler says Toby and Andrew for me. I will sell my previous versions. Tac Toys with Film says Bonesaw. Isn't that is that Randy Savage? I think it's the Macho Man.
Yeah.
Mike D, Spidey. And, do you know? So there is a mix of what people want, but I do think the most wanted, other than the two Spider-Man, is Green Goblin. Green Goblin I see come up the most.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's the big bad.
Sure.
He is the main protagonist of the movie.
And he was just that hallway scene in particular, man, was just unbelievable. Like unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah.
Punching him and he just is laughing. It's crazy. Really crazy.
Yeah, beautiful. For me, I would love all the Spider-Man now with the unmasked heads, as you know. I would take them without the unmasked heads for now, because I think that's probably more likely. And yeah, like, it's mad how, like, I wouldn't have wanted those figures on my shelf. The same with the X-Men. Do you know, like, the X-Men anniversary figures we got? We're like, they're not on my MCU shelf, because they're not MCU. Like, so I don't really know where to put them in a collection. Where these, they appeared in the MCU movie. They're a multiverse of the MCU. So unless the Multiverse of Madness starts opening more doors, then for now, my X-Men can't be on the shelf. But, like, Hugh Jackman can't be on a shelf right now with the MCU. Doesn't make sense.
Wait, so where have you got all of the
in a box
20th anniversary?
In a box.
I'm sorry if you just said that and I completely just blanked, but
yeah, in a box, because they're not MCU, and I'm running out of real estate back here. So, like, I've just got them in a little box. So let me show you. So I have. Can you see that there behind me? So it's a bit dark. I see some. Is that like Shang-Chi and some?
Dark, isn't it? Hold on. Let me put a flashlight back there.
Oh, okay. I can see the X on the back shelf, and then you got Netflix in front. Right. So have you got like alternative, not MCU, but other sections or whatever?
Yeah. Wait, I'm trying to. There you go. Kind of. You can see.
Yeah, I can see under there.
Yeah. So you got the X-Men are on the top row, and then it's the Defenders, and then it's your Spider-Man, Sony, Venom characters. So that's kind of like my what do you call it? Multiverse kind of bit, because then that bleeds into What If, and then Eternals, and then Disney Plus down here.
Yeah. Rich just says, Dan, you just solved the secret of the multiverse. Baron Moore doors. Do you mean Baron Mordo doors? As in Baron Mordo going through doors? Baron Mordo could just be jumping around multiverses, trying to kill wizards.
I think that Baron Mordo legend is a variant Mordo.
Not the Mordo from our world. It could be though. The Mordo from our world's had some time to grow some hair and get some extensions.
Could be.
Okay. Let's wrap it up then. Yeah. So
Adam Magler says, Dan, didn't you see Toy Story 2? Toys turn evil if you keep them in a box.
I don't want to keep them in a box. Like, I would love to display everything I have. Like, Amanda says this to me all the time. She walks upstairs to my attic. There's figures everywhere. And she's like, what are you doing with these? You're just keeping them standing. I'm like, no. I'm like, in my head, I'm building this ultimate collection, but you've given me the smallest room in the house. I can't display them. Give me a bigger room and I'll display them. So she's got another room with a dressing table, a nice double bed, a clothes.
Isn't that the spare bedroom? Like, people come to stay?
Yeah, well, we don't want anyone staying with us. Stay at your own house. They can have this as the spare room. A bed will fit in here.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they could get a sleeping bag or something. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Mini Plastic Multiverse channel membership. It says, with Deadpool joining the MCU, surely that makes X-Men canon. I'm sure, as I said, trusting our Lord and Savior Kevin Feige, something's going to happen. I reckon. Sorry, go ahead. Nothing. I'm just saying. I'm sure we'll find the answers soon. Maybe Doctor Strange will have those answers. There are rumors of certain X-Men maybe appearing, maybe not. We don't know anything.
Yeah. I think we'll see Deadpool in Multiverse of Madness. Personally,
I'll take it. I'll take it. Rich
says Toys R Us UK reopening is just Amanda selling down stock.
I don't have that much. People think I've got crazy amounts. I've got what you think I've got, essentially. It's just not all on display. So what's not on display is upstairs.
Thirsty for Chicken says upstairs with Annabelle they go.
Yeah, it's not true. Annabelle is upstairs. You're not wrong.
You know what you should do? You know the bed in the spare room?
Yeah.
Right? Like literally under the cover in front of the pillow, you should put Annabelle so that the next time someone pulls the cover back, that's the first thing
I need to get like a real life-size Annabelle and just sit her in the corner of that room, not tell Amanda, and then that will pop.
Yeah.
Then I'll show her how... Then she'd feel bad for saying that my little tiny 1/12 version was bad. But look at my collection right at the minute, right? So my room is currently a mess because I've been reviewing Spider-Man and catching up with Marvel Legends and doing top 10s. Like, I literally destroyed my shelves doing top 10 videos. Like, look at the gaps. I've got T Grey just standing there on her own. I've actually filmed a review for Tiger. Whoops, I just threw her. I've actually filmed a review for her and then included her in my top 10. So there is a T Grey review that's going to go up, and it's basically a love letter to the Who crew. There's a post-credit scene in there and everything. I've haven't had a space to put it up with all the new Legends coming out. So she's coming. She's recorded. But I will do. Basically, my plan is I've done my top 10s. I need to finish reviewing the Spider-Man figures. I'll probably review this, and then I'm putting all the figures back on the shelf. I'm going to finish doing my Spider-Man wall. I'm going to keep putting these on the wall. All right, finish that wall, and then I will hopefully finish the month off with a collection update for the first time ever in this house. And I've been in this house for 2 years. So, it's been a while. It's a long time coming, but I am excited to show off. I also like to do a collection video. It's not really a show-offy thing, because I like seeing other people's displays of how they set up and stuff. So it's more a case of, look, if you want to see it, here it is. And it's also for me to look back on as well if I ever do move room or whatever I do. So the collection video is coming, people, the room tour. And that's if you just want to see Legends. Like, this side of the room is everything else, you know? So it's up to you. I can do more. Maybe I can do an attic room. Who knows? Maybe I'll do a channel membership or something. I don't know.
The other thing I thought of is why don't you move into the garage?
It's not safe at the minute. It's not installated properly. There's holes in the roof. It needs work. Like, in my mind, when I moved into this house, my mind was like, we're going to convert that garage into just a big, long studio room where I can put my display and my studio setup, my live stream and stuff. And that would be like my creative hub. But I'm talking thousands of pounds to do that garage up to the state where I'd feel comfortable leaving collectibles in there. And it's either a case of me not buy anything for years and just save, or just put up with what I've got. So until I come into some money, which isn't going to happen anytime soon, I just live with what I've got. So I say to Amanda all the time, it's really hard to, like, I want a new computer and I want to do this and I want to do that. These are first world problems, I'm well aware. But it's like, do I not buy anything? And this collecting game is so awkward at the minute. If you miss a few months, then you're buggered. You know, it's hard to catch up. So it is tough. It is tough. It's fun though. It is all fun. It's all part of the game. It's all part of the game.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. I get these are first world problems. I'm just saying, like, I of course have the same thoughts of everyone else. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I'm like, yes, I just work a normal job like everyone else. I only have a certain budget that I play very good in. Yeah.
That's the thing I forgot about, is that the garage is the garage is the garage. It's not an extra room.
Brandon, it's 2022. At one time this year, we will do a live stream live together in the same room.
Oh yeah,
and it might have to be in that garage. So you can come and see it. You can come and see the Cave of Wonders. You can do your own video tour.
Yes. And for anybody watching, we'll do live giveaways from
we won't. But we are going to wrap up right now. So thank you to everyone who joined us for today's spoiler talk. It has been nice to get it off my chest. And to be honest, I've only seen the movie once, so I do want to go and see the movie again. Eternals is now on Disney Plus as well. I have only seen that one, so I do want to rewatch that as well. Because again, that film's not getting a lot of love, and I don't think that film is terrible. It's just a different story with brand new characters, and it's got a lot of work to do in a short space of time. So people ain't giving it the benefit of the doubt. But again, who am I to tell you what you do and don't like? But it's on there. I would, as I said, go and watch it. Give it a chance. But yeah, Spider-Man, hopefully still in the cinemas right now. So hopefully you've had if you've been watching this long, we've had over 100 people consistently watching it. So I'm assuming you've all seen Spider-Man now and you're excited to talk about it with us. Hopefully new Legends will come in. The 60th anniversary of Spider-Man Marvel Legends. God knows what we're going to see this year. Go and watch Rectangular's video. He's saying we may see the 70th, the 1970th actor version of Spider-Man. I was born in the 80s. I don't know what that Spider-Man is. The Repair Dan's Garage Fund, sponsored by Bring Toys to Work. Now, Bring Toys to Work just keeps the lights on in this house. We need, trust me, we need a lot more channel members to make that happen. I'm a small, humble channel, but I appreciate you all. I'm literally, by the way, can I just say this real quick? I am literally, let me just have a look on my page. I'm trying to have a quick look on my studio, my YouTube studio. I'm so close to 14,000, like touching distance.
Really?
Touching distance. I want basically this year, because I'm aware I'm a small channel that mainly talks about Legends. There's only so much growth I can have. So in my mind, if I get to 15 subscribers this year, that's a nice milestone to hit. I'll take that. So let me go. I think I can literally share you my okay, do you want to see behind the scenes of YouTube? It's not very exciting for anyone who doesn't have a channel. Here you go, behind the scenes. I currently have 13,980 subscribers, okay? So I need 20 new people to subscribe to my channel, 20, which is doable, to hit 14,000 subscribers today. So we have over 80 people still currently watching in the chat, all right? So whether you're a lurker, whether you're a regular, whether you're a hater, just watching to throw darts at the screen, I don't know. Give my page a little share, give it a like. You can do links now in your YouTube, in your Instagram stories, in your Twitters. Show the YouTube channel some love, all right? We've been doing these YouTube live streams now consistently. This is week 75. 75 weeks. Me and Brandon have been here with Rich M, talking toys, etc., etc. I'm 20 subscribers away from 14,000, which for a small little channel like me, that's a big deal, all right? And I appreciate you all. Let's see if we can make it happen, all right? So everyone watching today, go and give it a share, all right? Just go and give it a share. Go and tell someone. Go tell someone who doesn't follow me, and go and tell your brother, your sister, your mum. Go and give your nana a ring. See if she likes toys. Go and tell her to subscribe. See if we can make it happen, all right? I appreciate you. I'll keep you updated. For the rest of the week, I will be continuing with my Spider-Man reviews. I will do my next review on the channel. Will probably be Defender Strange, so I'll do that tomorrow. Brandon will be buying Defender Strange. He'll be showing it off next week, sponsored by Bring Toys to Work. I'm also curious if you want to see me to do a review of these, all right? I do want to talk about them. I am excited to open them. Review of Turtles.
Listen, I will drive up to that Cave of Wonders and bitch slap you if you don't review those.
Yeah, I guess I should.
You need to review those.
Yeah, I guess I should. And then
listen, I think those are going to be the best Lightning Collection figures we have ever had.
Well, me and Tanner can talk about them for sure on Turtles and Tea. It will happen this month, I'm sure.
And that Leonardo needs to get reviewed. It's you can't dishonor the best turtle like that.
He is in a 2-pack. You're right. The best turtle can't be dishonored. Donatello will get reviewed with Leonardo. You're right. Brandon, where can the people find you online? Tell the people.
Yes, as always, guys. Hero.collections. It's 2021 is over, but 2022 is just beginning. We have so much cool stuff coming out this year. It's so great that we are we're in our third year of Dan Who Live. Well, 2020, 2021, 2022.
You're not wrong. Wow.
Technically.
Wow. That's made it sound like long. Third year.
That is crazy. So the years are flying by, and the figures are getting better and better. But Dan, as always, very grateful to be here.
Oh, good. Welcome back.
Yes, good to be back. And Bring Toys to Work. Wow. Just once again, very grateful.
He keeps the lights on.
Thank you so much.
There's food in Teddy's bowl.
Was only joking around, but wow, really, really, and I promise I will make it so.
And did you notice how nobody else super chatted after that as well? Everyone just hid. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, we know you, Brandon haters. We know you're out there. All right, we've seen you.
That's okay.
But no, it's all good.
Absolutely, very grateful.
Welcome back, and as always, people subscribe to the channel. As I said, 20 off. Go and share it. Go and put it on Instagram. Share it. Let's get 20 subscribers before the end of the week. That'd be great. I'll finish off my Spider-Man reviews. Do you know the first ever Marvel Legend? The first ever Marvel Legend I reviewed in full on this channel was Shocker, right? So I'm saving Shocker for the last review of this wave because I might replay my Who Is He segment, my very first Who Is He segment, or maybe redo one. I don't know. I might do something special for this review because it's my own stupid little milestone. So yeah, there you go. So reviews are coming. The T-Grey review is filmed, so I may just shove that up at some point. But it's basically a love letter to Rich M and Tiger and the Who crew. But yeah, Sunday, one last time before I go. Sunday, Legends and Liquor Week is this Sunday. So if you want to come on Legends and Liquor this week, you can talk about No Way Home maybe this week on Legends and Liquor. You can talk about some toys, but it's all going to be about what you're excited about this year, what toys you got on pre-order that we know about, what you hope gets revealed. It's going to be a 2022 what we're looking forward to stream, Legends and Liquor this week. If you are a channel member at the Members Club tier, then hit me up on Instagram, send me a little DM, say, Dan, can I come on Legends and Liquor? I will be like, of course you can. You support the channel, let me support you back. Here's a spot on Legends and Liquor. Let's talk some toys. It's a magical thing, all right? So if you're if you're in the members club, hit me up, let me know. I'll start writing a list. We'll get some groups going. Give me your preference if you want to be on first. The last group is always in the duck race. You know I've now got my special duck racing apparatus. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Duck race. So yeah, good to go. But until then, people, my name is Dan W. That is Brandon, and we'll see you on the next one. Let's wave him out for a second, Brandon. And then you haven't been here for this new bit, Brandon, but we wave for a second. We just wave for a minute. And then to save our wrists, we split to this screen, and now they can just hear us. And for some reason, I just feel comfortable whispering at this part. You still there?
I'm still here. Wait.
Have you got any final words for the stream?
Oh wait, so if they can hear us, what can they see?
They can't. They can see. Thanks for watching. Check out another video because it's the end. It's for the replay crew essentially. Shout out the replay crew. If you're in the replay crew, write a comment.
Oh yeah, look at that. Check out another video below. Please subscribe. Wow.
There you go. So any final words?
We should I don't know, let's tease something. See if they stay right to the very end. What can we tease? Anything? Anything?
I can give away a frog, man. If someone writes in the comments, frog.
Yeah, there you go.
Hashtag frog in the comments. Yeah, go on.
Articulated Adventures 2 coming soon.
Oh yeah, Dan's attic.
Yeah, there you go. We could tease them about that.
Yeah, do it. We can make it happen.
There's something to
2022, we will do a live stream in person, and we don't know how. We're trying to get rich here. We'll see if Phil wants to join in. We'll do it live from a field somewhere or in a pub. We'll make it happen. I'll just bring my laptop with me. Do a live stream live with a live audience. Let's do it at a Comic-Con. Let's go all out.
Oh yeah, could you imagine? Can they still hear us?
Yeah, they can still hear us. But we're going now, all right? Bye everyone.
Thank God we're not waving still.